Everybody, if God intentionally hardened Pharaoh's heart, then Pharaoh's stubbornness wasn't truly his choice. So, what exactly was Pharaoh being punished for? His decision or the decision that was made for him? Is the $1,000,000 question. So, hopefully, somebody can tell me, right? And let me know. Believers, come on up. The question again is, what exactly was Pharaoh being punished for? Right? Let me know. Talk to me. Tap the screen. Hopefully everybody having a good Sunday. Mine is okay. Can't complain, can't complain. How y'all doing? Let me get my other phone going here. What's up, everybody? Hopefully y'all having a good weekend. My shit is alright. Happy Martin Luther King weekend. Martin Luther King Jr. weekend, excuse me. Shout out to his pops. So if God intentionally hardened Pharaoh's heart, then Pharaoh's stubbornness wasn't truly his. So what exactly was Pharaoh being punished for? His decision or the decision being made for him? Somebody come up here and talk to me and let me know what you think. Up here and talk to me and let me know what you think. Live, y'all. What's up, everybody? Tap the screen. I don't know what's up with my internet. It's getting froze. Hopefully it snaps back into life here in a second. I think it will. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. But yeah, intentionally hardened Pharaoh's heart. Then Pharaoh's stubbornness wasn't even his choice. So what exactly was he being punished for? Or a decision that was being made for him? Or a decision that was being made for him? What's up, everybody? I'm back now. And hopefully y'all can hear me. My internet was giving me a little bit of issue. So I'm back. Sorry about that, y'all. Internet was tripping. Tap the screen. If God intentionally hardened Pharaoh's heart, then Pharaoh's stubbornness wasn't even his choice. So what exactly was Pharaoh being punished for? His decision or a decision that somebody else made for him? Let me know. Tap the screen. What's up, Sojourner? What's up, Bean Bean? What's up, what else I see here? Whoever else in here, tap the screen. What's up, Corey? Let me get your age and religion. Can you hear me? Corey,
Yeah, I hear you now.
let me get your age and religion.
41, I'm a Christian.
If God intentionally hardened Pharaoh's heart, then Pharaoh's stubbornness wasn't truly his own choice. So the real question is, so what exactly was Pharaoh being punished for? his decision or a decision made for him?
A decision made for him.
So God punished him for a decision that was made for him.
Yep.
Do you believe in free will?
Yep.
Okay. So how do those two things correlate with each other? How does he have free will if God made a decision for him?
Because God is sovereign.
God is not sovereign. At that point, it's kind of like, how can I put it? It's kind of like we're his puppets, and this is just a play, right? He has pieces that do certain things. I make you to do this. I have vessels of honor. I have vessels of dishonor. So then, if he's making you do these things, if he's hardening your heart, you don't have decisions, right? He didn't choose to be what he was. So you can't punish me if you made me be something and I was exactly that.
Yes, he can if I'm sovereign. I can punish you if I'm sovereign. I can harden your heart and punish you if I want to. I'm sovereign. You can't tell me what to do with my creation.
True. In a way, you have a point. But I'll show you where you're wrong, right? This is where you're wrong. Because if it's yours, like, okay, it's my Swisher. I made it. I can do what I want with it. I can eat it. I can light it. I can throw it away.
The clay can't.
Listen, stop until you stop. I'm gonna say stop. Don't interrupt me. Again, this is my Swisher, so I can do whatever I want with it. To your point, it's mine. I put the ingredients in it. I wrapped it. I spit on it. I did whatever the fuck I wanted to do with it because it's mine. But at the same time, I can't tell a creation that I made in the way I made it, and it did exactly what I needed to do, that it disobeyed me and punished it. And then tell that Swisher that it had a decision when I told it to do exactly what it did it, and now I'm mad. And then turn around and say, oh, well, in the Garden of Eden, they disobeyed me. No, they didn't. They did exactly what you made them to be. You knew it before it happened. So when you're saying that he punished Pharaoh for a decision that was made for him, Corey, Pharaoh sounds like an African to me. Whose side are you on?
I can unmute now.
I asked you a question.
Man, I'm on God's side.
Okay. So you're on God's side, and Pharaoh was wrong for something that God made him do, and God is just.
Yep.
You don't make any sense. What's up, pretty cat?
Hey, Reggie.
Have you been listening to him?
Not really. I literally just got in here.
So he said that Pharaoh is being punished for a decision that was made for him. And he said the reason why is because God is sovereign.
What? Oh, so God can do what the fuck he want to do, basically. It don't gotta make sense. It don't gotta be fair. It don't gotta be just. He could just do what he wants.
Exactly. He said, "Prove God is real." He didn't say prove God was good or bad.
I mean,
so
I didn't say that. I didn't tell you to prove God's real.
The says, "Stop. Thanks for stopping by. Prove your God is real."
Stop fucking yelling. Don't yell while you in here. Calm yourself the fuck down. If you gotta leave off this live, go beat off real quick and let all that frustration out. Go ahead. But don't fucking yell while you're here. I don't like that. Don't do that.
He's confused.
It's too early. I mean, right, I can turn it up if you want to, but I really don't feel like it right now. So stop fucking yelling. Cry. No, but I'm just saying, he don't got to do all that. That's not necessary. You feel me?
Yeah, why are you so angry? And that doesn't even prove God is real. So what's the point of you saying that? He can do what he want to do. See, that means he's real.
Well, if God, he didn't harden Pharaoh's heart. Then if he fake, Pharaoh hardened his own heart.
No, it never happened.
How can a God that's non-existent harden somebody's heart?
Corey, quit fucking yelling. It's impossible to harden anyone's heart anyway, so we know that didn't happen, right? Because if a person hardens your heart, you're gonna unalive right then and there, right? So that didn't actually happen, right? You're taking metaphors in a fucking book that was written by people who had the intelligence of maybe nowadays maybe a 5 or 6 year old, and you're taking it literally. It's not true.
So why are you talking about a God that's not true?
Because I can talk about any motherfucking thing I want to. If I want to talk about Scooby-Doo, I can. Why the fuck are you here? Because you came here because you fucking wanted to. Nobody knows you. You weren't invited.
My God is real.
You ain't
bitch ass nigga.
Shit. Listen. If you see a bitch slap a bitch, right. And just because you're sitting here saying somebody's a bitch ass nigga, sounding like the butcher, and I think that's who you is, that don't prove nothing.
Are you the butcher?
That's what it sounds like.
All the goofy niggas sound the same. Let me go with this.
Bitch ass nigga.
I miss the butcher and his shenanigans.
So prove that your God. Let me see some proof that your God is real.
He hardened Pharaoh's heart.
Proof.
That's my
Pharaoh's heart.
Yeah,
that's my proof.
That's the story.
Non-existent.
That's the story.
A God that don't exist got you making prompts about him. You butthurt about it.
I'm so sick and tired of hearing that type of shit. The reason we do this is because you guys are indoctrinating everybody that you possibly
and my indoctrination butthurts you.
Including children. And when you do that, you give them anxiety. They have sexual recourse. They have, I don't know. Let's see, a problem making their own decisions because you influence a God into their life to where they think that they have to do this or they're going to go to a hell. You instill fear into children.
So my religion is powerful then. It influences people. It influences people. Why your God don't influence people?
We don't have
a God.
Why are you mad about our God and you say he's not real?
Who's mad?
Not mad at God.
You the one sitting here yelling at the top of your lungs, fool.
Corey, are you slow or something? This is simply an critique about your God. This is you came up to the book club. You wanted to come talk about this fairy tale. If we were talking about Harry Potter and you came up in there, how are you going to be mad at us because we don't really believe the Harry Potter?
I wouldn't have joined if you was talking about Harry.
Exactly, but we're talking about it doesn't matter what we believe. No, because everything we know about God is more. How they can teach you something? Because the only place your God lives is in a book.
And in his mind, Corey, I'll prove to you right now that God ain't real. I'm gonna prove to you. Listen, if God is real, right? You won't get muted again because he's so powerful that your word will have to be spoken. Okay.
I hear you.
You don't even want to try.
He fake. Just like that. You see what I'm saying? He has no power. My free will outwills your God. Therefore he's weak.
You gotta exist to be weak. So what if he's weak? He's still real. He's just weak.
No.
Nah,
you just cooking me, y'all.
You just called him weak. You don't mean he's frying me,
bro.
Just like you said down in the comments.
Listen, man. Somebody send this motherfucker a rose. No, I'm gonna send it. He is frying my black ass. I swear for God, you frying me, boy. Oh my God.
Just like your beautiful mod down in the comments said, Christians used to say Harry Potter was witchcraft. You guys give life to things that have no life. You make up stories in your head that, because you can't make your own decisions. You can't take accountability for your own actions. You have to have a God or a devil to blame shit on or to give credit to. When in turn you give yourself brain damage, every time you give credit to your God, your brain internalizes that you aren't good enough to do what you want to do for yourself. You have to have somebody else do it for you.
So who's your God?
Sick is that? I don't have a God. I think for myself and I do for myself. I don't have to have a God.
So you don't think for nobody else but yourself? Why you're not saving the children? Why you're not saving the world?
Why we need someone to buy
the same reason why God ain't. because we
Right.
ain't God.
Well, don't blame my God when bad things happen
No.
It's
to
not our
people. Then
responsibility.
No,
We
it
don't
ain't his fault.
blame
No,
your God.
Corey,
blame
Corey. We're
yourself
not
for
saying,
being powerless.
Corey, listen, Corey, shh. Listen.
I
We're
got
not blaming your God. Listen, we're not blaming your God. This is what we're saying. So you can understand, right? Calm down. We're saying two things. Number one, we're saying overall that your God isn't real. We're also simultaneously telling you that if he was, he would intercede into bad things happening. For example, you know how you just asked that question? You said, well, why ain't y'all out there saving the kids? He ain't neither. Because he's not God. He don't exist. And that's the point. You get it?
You know it's true.
now I get what you're saying, bro. I'm not sure.
You can
I'm
go
just
back to the
saying.
story.
One minute you call him powerless and weak, and the next minute you say he's non-existent. So which is it? Is he powerless
Listen,
and weak, or is
Because
he
we're talking about
non-existent?
the story.
I
Powerless
just
and
explained
weak.
it to you. We're saying two things. We're saying he doesn't exist, so he has no power. And
He's
we're also
powerless.
saying if he did exist, right? Why is he not doing nothing? Because he's weak
He
and
is
powerless.
doing
Because he
something.
doesn't exist. No, it's not.
He creates good and
Prove
evil.
it.
He can
No, it's
flood the
not.
world, then
Prove
create a
it.
new one.
Your precious little
Prove
Bible,
it.
your precious Bible
Your
says that
precious little Bible, y'all gotta insult something that y'all
he
say
came
not
to
real.
bring
Shut the
destruction
fuck up,
and
Corey.
chaos. He
Exactly.
came to turn mothers against daughters, fathers against sons, mother-in-laws against daughter-in-laws. He came to bring chaos and destruction. He didn't come to bring peace and love. Your Bible even says so.
And this is just about your story, Corey. We don't believe this stuff actually happened because he's a little slow. I think we're going to have to just stop
It's
with
just
the
a
internal
book, bro.
critique.
It's
You
just a
can't keep
book.
up with it
Why you mute me?
because you need to shut
Because
up.
God ain't real. We told you, if God is real, he will make it stop. His word will shine through his toughest soldier.
Pray about it.
Hallelujah. Jesus
Get on your
Christ.
knees.
I shut up about a Honda, I shut up about a Toyota, shabba-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
I need you to prove what you're saying. That's the main reason I muted you. You just keep yapping. You said that he's real and that he actually intervenes and does these things. So can you prove this? And the flood, please, if you're going to talk about the flood, you need to prove the flood actually happened. You can come off mute. You don't got to keep praying about it. God ain't going to do it.
Like, if you think the flood happened, I'm going to know where all the freaking water went.
Man, it's deeper than the flood. He came to turn mothers against daughters. You just said it.
She was talking about the story.
Okay.
This is why I said just stop. We're not even gonna. We can't even talk about your story with you because you think we're.
Why are you talking about my story? Tell me about
because it's a critique, you fool. Do you understand?
You fool! You gotta insult me. You gotta talk about the book. Like why?
Because you are. I'm not insulting you. I'm being honest. And this is me being nice. I promise you, this is me being nice.
She's telling the truth. That's her being nice. You give words too much power. That's part of your problem. That's part of your problem. You give words way too much power, Corey. You really do.
Y'all are so butthurt about a God that don't exist.
We're not laughing at you.
About it.
Oh my God, we're not mad at
your God influences America, and y'all change our laws, and kids are being hurt, and your God is doing nothing.
Corey,
you
shut up. Hypothetically, do you understand what hypothetically means? Okay, let's see. You're a little kid. If you pretend, then in pretend land, that's what would be true. Do you understand now? If we were to pretend,
why you mad about my fairy tale God?
We're
if
not
I want to be
because
in the truth fairy, why you're mad?
You're the only one screaming.
Like you, Corey.
And you acknowledging that you people
like okay, you. Listen, we are not.
You're gonna have a goddamn aneurysm screaming like
right.
Yeah, he about to blow his fucking out.
Okay,
we're not mad at your God. We're tired. We're tired.
You're making a fool of yourself. This is exactly why we do this, Corey. We're trying to help you. This is embarrassing. Just stop. I'm gonna mute you for your own sake. Actually, I don't know. My petty side is trying to claw out of me. Cause fuck it, you stupid as fuck. I can't help helping niggas like you, Corey.
Now you ask for it.
This is why it is child abuse to fucking tell your kids that God is real and that all these fairy tales in this motherfucking mythical book are true, because they come out stupid as Corey. This is pathetic, and I'm trying to be careful because TikTok be banning my ass.
Me too, girl. Me too. I'm like, damn.
It'd be like 10 minutes. And I'll be trying too. Okay,
I had to
Corey.
get an agent. Go get an agent so they can't do that to you. I got an agent now, and anytime I get knocked off or whatever, I go straight to my agent, and within seconds, I'm back on the live. For real, get an agent. It's free.
I gotta see, because it's really annoying.
I'm
like, why does TikTok care so much about people's fucking feelings? We are grown. Once you verify a motherfucker is the age that they say they are, why the fuck do we gotta tiptoe around shit?
Thank you for the
I have to tell people
that's not normal.
When I get knocked down off of a panel, I come back. Once I get knocked out of the live, I come back after my agent takes care of it, and I go back up on the panel. I'm like, stop reporting me. You're not going to win. All I got to do is tell my agent, and she's going to make it go bye-bye, and I'll be back. So they tend to back off a little bit when they realize that no matter what, I got reported 5 times in one live and came back every single time.
But Corey, do you get it though? Like, do you see, like, you can't prove anything that you're saying? Don't you find that suspicious? Like, you believe it so wholeheartedly, but you can't really prove anything you're telling us. The only thing you could do is go back to the book. And I'm sure you don't really understand how the book came to be in the first place, and let alone fucking try to disprove it or to prove it even. Because if you try to prove it, you're going to disprove it because there is no evidence to back it up. It's just all faith.
You guys realize the irony of all of this?
He's probably screaming in the phone.
The fact that this has been going on forever, ever since they wrote those scriptures, and we are just the last iteration of the same confusion and dispute. It's irony.
Yes.
It's really sad,
Come off
though.
of mute, Corey.
His mind is kind of fucked.
Hopefully you took your chill pill, Corey. Come off of mute.
Roll one up or something.
Oh, nah, I don't blow, baby.
Well, you need to do something. Because praying ain't working.
How you know what my praying? How you know what my personal relationship is?
You can tell by the fruits, yeah?
Nah, I can tell by y'all fruit. Y'all are upset about a God.
I ain't got no fruit. Look, I'm who I am. I don't need a daddy. I
clearly just heard a statement from the lady at the bottom saying, because you people influences our laws and our children, and
I didn't say you people.
Like, why is you like mad if it don't exist?
Don't put words in my mouth.
You wouldn't even
put words in my mouth.
Why is you blanking
something
that
children?
You don't even say exists?
It's not about that.
You didn't ask that question 35 times since you've been up here.
That's my, and I haven't gave scriptures not one time. I ain't said nothing about no book. I'm saying
it doesn't matter. We've answered that shit. We've already answered that shit so many times.
Because you're hypothetically, you giving internal, internal critique to my fairy tale God.
You want to know what's so funny though? Because
I'm here to give an internal critique.
Someone's talking.
You can't even say the word.
So here's the thing. It's funny that you come up here and try to tell us about what we're doing, but you came into our space.
Right.
Nobody drug you into here. You came in here worried about what we thought about.
I like the prompt.
Hey, what's up, bitch?
It said, prove God is real. I like the prompt.
Well, prove it.
I took the challenge.
Prove it then.
Then prove it.
I took the challenge.
Hold up.
Do you see the fucking prompt?
Because it don't say anything about God is real. Have you read the prompt?
Man, the host said, thanks for joining. Prove to me your God is real. Come on now.
But did you read the prompt?
Yeah, that's
put your hand up a little bit.
Prove it.
That's the first thing I talked about when I got on here. I said God have to exist on
the prompt is
someone's
right
heart.
there in the big box, Corey.
And I spoke on both of them.
No, you didn't. Because you ain't provided no evidence. Corey, shut the fuck up. You ain't proved that God is real. Prove that motherfucker is real. Since you keep crying about that, and anybody up here is going to disprove you. I can guarantee you that.
Hey, Reggie, you know that scene in The Matrix when when Neo
4 million to prove that prayer was
You're right.
real.
You're right. If you believe in fairy tales, then yeah.
Corey, wait a minute. Time out. Everybody,
Can't do
time out.
it.
Corey. You sound stupid. You know why you sound stupid right now? Because we don't see that here. You bringing up shit from the past. I'm asking you today to prove that your God is real. Okay?
He hardened Pharaoh's heart. That's my proof.
No. That's not proof. What you're telling me is a story in a book. That's it.
That you got as a prompt.
So what? It's a book. It's a scripture.
You chose
so
a
what?
Yeah,
book to talk
Oh
about.
my gosh.
So
Let me-
what? So what?
Wait,
I can tell you a scripture from Peter
Are you not getting it?
wait, no. Listen. I could put up here a scripture from fucking Peter Pan. What does that mean?
I wouldn't have joined.
It
I
doesn't
wouldn't be talking
matter.
about
It's still listen, but Corey, I don't give a fuck about none of that, bro. Because that is not proof that your God is real. You're telling me that he hardened somebody's heart. Corey, I don't give a fuck about that.
Look,
I know
Dojo
you don't give a fuck. You're an
comments.
atheist. You don't supposed to
Listen
give
to
a
this.
fuck,
Listen
but
to this.
that
Hey,
don't mean he's not
one
real.
second.
But that's
One
wait
second.
One
a
minute you call him
wait a minute.
real. Next minute you
Wait,
call him
no.
non-existent.
Corey. You're dancing around
You're
my
the proof
question.
he's
Everybody,
real.
listen. No, I'm not. I'm the proof that my parents decided to have unprotected sex, just like you're the proof that your parents decided to do the same thing. That's it.
Yes. If I may, like the thing is, this is an internal critique. What it's doing, Corey, like with respect, brother, but what it's doing is saying that it is contradictory and it is insanely tyrannic that someone would harden Pharaoh's heart and then punish him for it. It's an internal critique. Now, if
We've
you
already
do
told him all
have,
that.
Yeah, we
We've
told
already
you all
told him
yeah,
all
Thank
that
you,
shit.
man.
We've
Thank
told him
you.
all that shit. We've
Thank
told him all that
thank
shit
you.
already a
Well,
long time
listen,
ago.
listen. Okay,
It's
so
an internal
someone just
critique.
said in
I
the
now,
get
if
it.
you
comments.
have, now, if I may, hold on, I'm almost done. Now, if you do have actual demonstrable proof, right, that God is real, we're more than happy to listen to you. But the thing is, you're not going to give us demonstrable proof. You're just going to give us like subjective things that can't really be proven.
And someone just said in the comments too, and I loved what they said. If you need fear from a book of a fake God to be a good person, you're not a good person. Case in point.
But either way, he's not answering the question. Do you have any evidence
Facts,
that
yeah.
God is real? Yes or no?
Okay, I'm gonna wait.
You have no choice but wait.
Man, suck my dick. Fuck you talking about.
Bitch, how would you even come off mute
I
saying
don't,
that?
I don't do that. There's other people in the world for that, but it's not, not my thing, right? Corey,
No, that's
do
my
you have any,
thing, and it's not the right
Cor-
time.
Corey, do you have any evidence that your God is real besides that dumbass shit that he hardened Pharaoh's heart? Yes or no?
You are the proof he's real.
No, I'm not proof. I'm proof that a man named Reggie had sex with my mom. That's it. Because I'm named after my father. I just don't want to tell you my mom's name.
I have seen multiple of your lives, and it's always about this fairy tale book God. You haven't said nothing about Peter Pan. You haven't said nothing about Spider-Man.
It
You
doesn't
always
matter.
talking
You're
about
not
this book
answering
God.
my fucking
So you're
question. I don't
infatuated.
care what you say. I don't. No. No. Actually,
You
you're infatuated with me because you just said you've seen multiple of my lives where I'm talking about this book. Most time I'm talking about prayer, so that's a lie. Prayer is not synonymous with the Bible in any fucking way, right? I'm asking you a question and you're telling me what I do, and you're telling me that I'm infatuated with. In fact, Corey, if you came to multiple of my lives, it would seem more like that you would be infatuated with me because you ain't talking about a motherfucking thing. And bitch
He
ass
really ain't.
beloved. I be forgetting. Sometimes my mind be so fried from that kush. I didn't forgot already who you was. Don't you ever bring your motherfucking ass back to my life. Never.
And
You
what's
didn't know.
crazy is this motherfucker on top of my head just literally told us to suck his dick. Sir, go tell God to suck your dick. In fact, tell
Nobody
Jesus
wanna
No, it
to do
wasn't.
it.
It wasn't Corey. It was the motherfucker I just was talking to.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. My apologies.
Yo, now y'all so butthurt about the Holy Spirit
Ain't
and me. You
nobody
just
but
saying
ain't
it.
nobody
What
ain't
are you
nobody
talking
but
about?
Ain't
her.
nobody
I'm just
but hurt
correcting her
though.
because y'all motherfuckers sounding like Jay
And I
Christos. Let me get your age
I
and
did
religion.
apologize. My bad. I'm sorry.
All
I
you bitches
apologize,
sound the
Corey.
same. Fuck, it's hard to tell between the two. I'm swearing y'all got extra pages or something, but y'all really are different bitches.
Right.
Really? I mean, but I'm saying I'm sorry. I apologize. The fuck? Something Christians don't do. They don't apologize when they're wrong.
He's just
Right.
I
butthurt.
mean, look, some of them do when they're wrong, because they're human beings like everyone else. I get that, but the problem is they all have this cognitive dissonance issue, right? Corey, here's the issue. With respect, my brother, what you know why Reggie doesn't have a Peter Pan prompt or a Harry Potter prompt or a Game of Thrones prompt? Because people don't actually worship those fairy tales. People have the logic and common sense to know that those ones are fairy tales. The problem
True.
is the Bible and the Quran, people try to display them as actual objective evidence and facts. And then that makes even the smartest of motherfuckers appear like a dumb motherfucker. I'm not saying you're dumb, bro. That's my point. You could be way smarter than me. But the point is, it will still, your argument will come out silly because you're trying to prove something that is not provable.
What you
And
mean? God is provable.
Let
so,
him
so
answer
you
so
want
I
to
can
know
move on.
why
Let him
atheists?
move on. Let him move on. Let him move on so I can get done with him. Answer and we moving on from him. Answer and move on.
Yeah, you can move on. I'm just here for the show, baby.
Okay. Jay Christos, let me get your age and religion. And no, you're not. Jay Christos, let me
Uh,
get your age and religion.
I'm Christian. I'm 25.
If God intentionally hardened Pharaoh's heart, then Pharaoh's stubbornness wasn't truly his own choice. So, what exactly was Pharaoh being punished for? His decision or a decision made for him?
When the Bible says that God hardens
Okay,
Pharaoh's
that's
heart,
not what I asked you. That's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you a
uh,
simple question.
so you're
Listen
running
to the
from
question.
context.
No. I'm not running from anything. I need you to answer the question I'm asking you. I don't want you to read the Bible to me. Right? That's not what I let you up here for. I will flick you as if you were a mosquito instantly if you don't listen to what I'm saying to you. So again, the question is, and why the fuck would I be scared? I'm an atheist. Why the fuck would I be scared of you? But anyway, so the question is this.
You
So
can't answer it.
shut the fuck up. I don't have to answer questions. This is my panel. You're here to answer my questions. And if I
Watch your
feel
mouth, little
that you're
boy.
not,
Watch your...
listen. I'm 43 years old. No, I ain't telling you that shit. Get the fuck off my panel. Fuck am I wasting my time for? I got Kush up here. Fuck you.
You know, everybody wants to know, why do atheists talk and mock religion when they don't believe in God? You know, well, I see it like this. Atheists attack and mock religion because it's holding humanity back from progress. By not paying taxes, religion is robbing government of funds for development. Through indoctrination, religion presents a present and clear danger to children. Religion is used as a tool by sexual predators to gain access to women and children they sexually abuse. Religion is used as a tool to spread hate, sexism, bigotry, and ignorance. That's why we do what we do.
And simply control too.
Mockery when you just exposing the truth. Exposing the truth is not
Nah.
mockery.
No, it's not. You're right, but that's what they say, so I just put it in
I
their
mean, when
words.
I
Yeah,
say
but
that they
like,
eat in Jesus' groceries, I'm mocking them, but I mock them because it's fun and we attack them because it's necessary. The shit that they
Exactly.
push is harmful. And they
agreed.
don't want
Yeah,
to address
yeah,
that harmful shit.
agreed. Because here's
Absolutely.
the issue. I will always respect individual human beings, but I won't respect their stupid beliefs. And I
That
will
part.
mock their
Man, you gotta
beliefs.
earn my
Yeah.
respect. I don't care about people like that.
If you can't come at me with common
Uh,
respect, then you ain't going to get my respect, period.
well, pretty cat, I have a question. In all the lives we've spoken, have I earned yours?
Yeah, have I ever cussed you out?
No, Queen, I love you. You're the best.
And now you know I like you.
I feel all
I ain't
human
cussed
beings
you out.
deserve to be respected, but nobody's religion has to be respected. It's just your belief. And the reason why nobody's religion deserves to be respected is because nobody who is religious respects the next person's religion. So why the fuck should I extend my hand to you? Fuck that.
They don't respect you unless you believe in their God. They think you're a mortal
Exactly.
enemy. and they wait for the
Exactly.
day that you will burn. Fuck
And
them.
everybody
Yeah.
And people,
forgets.
there's people in
Everybody,
real life that feel the same way, and they're not religious too. Fuck them too. That's why I don't
everybody
just throw out
forgets.
my respect for people. Like, you get it. Most people are cool, so you can respect most people. But some of these motherfuckers are not, and they expect you to continue respecting them while they disrespect you. They want like
Yep, they expect
privileges
you
or
to have
something.
respect when they can't even come at you with common respect, and they expect you to have
They
respect
crash
for them.
out soon as you buck up against them. Like, oh, I
Yep.
was being nice. Okay.
Problem is, everybody forgets that it's men that dictated that these books were holy.
Absolutely absurd.
But they're not. How can you say they're holy and they're moral when they have certain shit in them? And then a
Because
lot of them are outright and tell you, oh, you should just look at the good in there. And sometimes we can't understand God's mind, but we somehow can understand that he's
it's
all
men.
loving.
And
If you
we're dealing with human nature when we deal with stupidity and intelligence. You know, I always remember that scene from The Matrix when a computer is talking to Neo in front of all those screens and telling him it's the third iteration of the Matrix, and the first two they seized up because they made it to perfection, and people wouldn't accept perfection. But so long as it was flawed and they had a choice, they accepted it. And I'm still thinking about that shit, you know, because it's so human-like.
it just kills me that they're like you have no moral standing because you don't have a God. Well, to me, if you can't decide right from wrong, it's not religion or a God that you like, it's empathy. And without empathy, that makes you an extremely dangerous person. Extremely dangerous.
And the whole thing about him, we can understand all that he has revealed about himself via the word. That doesn't even make any fucking sense. He literally didn't reveal himself at all via any word. Man literally wrote that word, inspired allegedly by him. You don't even have to really talk to someone for them to be inspired by you. They were inspired by their idea of what a God is and came up with some fuck shit to control y'all asses. And y'all can't get out of it. There's so many fail safes in there so that you don't get out of it. You don't trust yourself. You think your heart is desperately wicked. You think that you need a savior because you were born into iniquity and sin. That is a fucking low life way to think of yourself from the start. And that's the harm that y'all put in these kids. That guy who was just up here I'm pretty sure he was raised in this shit to think that way. He has such a low self-esteem and gives everything to God because he feels so pathetic. That's a horrible way to live. And that whole sentence don't even make no fucking sense. Like, y'all don't really be thinking about this shit. How God, God
It
didn't
does
write
make
this shit.
sense. It makes sense because it's all misdirection, taking people into a position of not truly finding out who they are by placing their dependency on an idol to worship, and that's what they give their lives to instead of themselves.
And the
It's all
easiest way to control a
misdirection.
mass population of people is what? Fear. Easiest way to control a mass
We're gonna go to
population of
hell.
people.
Imagine
We're
you
gonna burn
have
in
to
hell.
fear a God in order to love him. I mean, that by itself stands
Obey
out.
me or suffer. Come the fuck
And then
on.
they be trying to spread their fear. Like, why would I be afraid of something that I know for a fact is not real? And if there is an inkling that it could be real, oh well, there ain't shit that I could fucking do about it. I was thinking about that shit earlier driving. Like, shit, if a God like that would be real, it's pretty fucked up for you to create people that you know are not going to believe you and will require some fucking evidence to just believe on GP that your ass is real because other men wrote some shit in the book and the shit don't add up often. It's contradictions. The shit doesn't add up to history, but you want us to be pathetic and stupid so much that we fucking believe it without any evidence. You created intelligent beings to critically think. And you tell like that I wouldn't even give a fuck if I had to go to hell. Like, motherfucker, you set me up from the jump. Fuck you. Like, straight up fuck you if you was even real. What the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm not just gonna believe some shit that I can't even do. That's impossible. I literally cannot force myself to believe something that is not real.
Right.
You want me to be
I
crazy?
can't do it. I can't do it. Even if I try.
It's
If
impossible.
that's all they know, then that's all they know. I mean, they should be encouraged to go and look at the formation, the creation, and all the religions, and they'll have an understanding that this shit didn't start when they thought it started, and that it all comes from before. And until they can get that into their skulls, they wouldn't accept the truth.
But
They don't
going
really
off
want
of, oh, go ahead, pretty cat.
No, small. I've been yapping. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I was about to go off of what you were about to
No, you wasn't.
pull out something real quick. There we go.
Oh, man. Get off the bullshit.
I love it. I love it every time. It's my favorite, actually.
I got something for you. Watch this.
Are you gonna drop me? You're gonna drop me, aren't you?
No, ain't no reason to drop you. You ain't do nothing to me. Make sure I got the fit right.
Oh.
But
Reggie looking so handsome.
Well, don't worry. I have legs. I can walk behind you.
Prego.
Your arm ain't that motherfucking long.
I don't know. You haven't seen these noodle arms yet. But either way, I wanted to jump on
Hey,
what
Reggie.
Pretty Cat said specifically about how indoctrinated people can be. Now, I don't know if anybody else has heard this story from me, but it's called the Paper Jesus story. And it makes some Christians go, "What the fuck?" Okay, so this is what me as a young child at the age of 5 went through in the private Christian kindergarten. Okay, so back when I was a wee lad, didn't know anything about the world, we had this project called the Paper Jesus. So we had, cut out these little paper Jesuses, and we colored them, we played with them, all that. We spent an entire day with our little paper Jesuses, okay? And then our administrators, right, at the private Christian kindergarten came around with 2 big popsicle sticks, and we had to glue these popsicle sticks into a cross, right? And then he came around with these little nail thingies, and we had to nail our little paper Jesuses on the cross and hang them up, and then come back, right? So we came back and we removed our little paper Jesuses off the wall, and then after that, we took them off the cross and we made some paper mache tombs, right? So we got our Jesuses off the crosses and put them in the tombs and left them over the weekend. The next Monday, right, we come back to the private Christian kindergarten, and our Jesuses, our little paper Jesuses, were rose from the paper mache grave that we made, and we got to take our little Jesuses home with us with, holes in the hands and all. So I don't know where my little paper Jesus is to this day, but that was a project that we had to do, right? We had to crucify our little Jesus at the age of 5 or 6, depending on, who you were, and then bury him, and then bring him back. So yeah, that was one of the many projects that we had to do as young Christians growing up. That was a core memory I had. Yep. This was a private Christian kindergarten that I went to.
Not kindergarten.
Yeah, I told you I was
Touch our
5.
ABCs or some shit.
They taught us how to crucify Jesus along with our ABCs. But after the fact, right, our administrator kind of told us, like, the reason you guys had to nail your little paper Jesuses on the cross is because the reason he had to be nailed on the cross is for your sins. And we were like, what? Now, some of us cried.
Wait. That is so inappropriate. That is so messed up. Like,
That's
and
almost-
saying Jesus got nailed for. You know what's also silly? Saying Jesus got nailed for my sins. Bitches and guys be getting nailed. Hold on. Man, so when I've been nailed, was it for your sins, or am I just a bad boy? I
Both.
didn't get it.
For your pleasure, you're just a bad boy.
But the nasty thing
I'm
about
a
it was
I'm
that
a very
they
bad boy.
they made it so personal with this paper Jesus because we cut him out, we colored him, and we played with him like a little paper doll for about a few days actually, and then we ended up nailing him on the cross.
And that just proves my point that
That's so
they use
fucked up.
religion to go after kids, and that sounds about like how my mom fell in love with some dude that was in a religious cult, and I lived on a commune for like a while when I was a child, and that's what we went to a school that did nothing but teach us about the Bible, and we had to recite, like homework was reciting verses and things like that, and and I have scars on my knees from having to kneel down on rice because I couldn't remember certain verses and stuff because I have dyslexia. Yes, yes, yes. My mom tried to put the stop to the abuse that me and a few other kids were undergoing. And they beat her, and they beat her so bad. My mom didn't walk for 4 months. It took her 4 months to walk again. They never took her to the hospital or anything.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like horror memories. You know what I mean? So religion is extremely dangerous to children because the way I felt when all that was happening was I was like on autopilot. You know what I mean? Like I was 4 when it started. I was 4 years old, and it did not end until I was about almost 8 when my mom finally escaped with us. So, religion is extremely dangerous in my eyes, and it's very detrimental on the human race, period.
Yeah.
That's what I watch, because I love watching like body cam and different shit just because that's just not part of my life. I live a very cushy, happy life, and I just like to remind myself of how crazy motherfuckers are. I don't trust people anyway.
Oh, thank you, Reggie.
It's always some very religious motherfucking households who are obsessed with controlling their children and raising them upright like God would want them to be, doing the most fuck shit to children.
Doing the most damage on society as possible. That's what they raise their kids to do. Do the most damage on society as possible.
Yeah. Speaking of children, one thing that pisses me off is when they're going about saying, oh, keep drag queens away from reading stories to kids, keep trans people away from kids, keep gays away from kids. But no one's talking about keeping Catholic priests away from kids.
Right, because they know.
The ones that have to carry sexual abuse insurance in order to have a church, in order to be in business, that's what they have to carry. If they do not have sexual abuse insurance, they can't operate in the church. And it has to be on it's not just on the church, it's on the individual priest or whatever. They have to carry that type of insurance. How horrific of a job is that?
Minnie, just real quick, is that just with churches, or are mosques and synagogues, they have the same thing?
All of them, they all have to carry some type of insurance like that because of
the proximity.
Yes.
Because I don't know if you're aware of this. But like imams and like sheikhs, Muslim clerics are actually known for abusing little boys as well.
Oh yes. So
it would make sense, yeah.
And I think just a few years ago, the Baptist churches had to start carrying it. I think I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, they did because there were 700 offenders' names that were kept ambiguous, and they were still in the church after they offended and were moved around. But yeah, there were 700, if not more. There were like 700 confirmed offenders in the Southern Baptist Church in particular that had committed child essay crimes, but they were never investigated for them.
And the Baptist church was like the last hope of at least maybe they're doing some good, and they're not like but they're not. They're just the same. They sweep everything under the rug, just like all the other ones. And they were found out about it, and they have to carry it now too. And it's just absolutely insane to me that. Like if I went and I worked at a job and I had to carry that type of insurance on myself in order to work that job, I would not work that fucking job.
Right.
Ladies and
Because I ain't paying
gentlemen, I
that
just
shit.
want you
Right.
to consider something. We don't seem to understand that religion is a political document formed for control. It's
Yes.
almost like the American Constitution. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, and the same motherfuckers writing this were holding slaves. For the last 400 years, or as long as this country has been what it is, it's been taken from people. They have been preaching to the world human rights and everything else. And if you looked at all of the dictatorships that were formed in this hemisphere, it's by this country that has proposed freedom rights, freedom, and all of this bullshit. And they're the same ones that are taking it away. And you've got to understand that all and everything that we think we know all comes from our own personal indoctrination. And the Bible is just one piece of that evidence. If you look at everything, that's what you'll find. It's all indoctrination. You're on the mind control. And there are certain instances where, you betray yourself because you've got biases against yourself and you don't even recognize it. So I think a lot when I ask myself who is stupid and who is smart. Because in a way we're all programmed. And we're just seeing a little bit of it.
True. Very true.
I got
Like
hooked up.
I have a
I have my
friend.
tapper hooked up.
You said you got what?
I got one of those tappers for the
Mhm.
phone for lives. I got one, so I got it on my screen. I got it on my phone right now, so it's going to boost your hearts up,
Oh, thank you.
your likes up.
Thank you. How much you pay for that?
Uh, $2.86 on Temu.
$2.
Nope,
That's a
$2.86.
deal. How long
Yeah,
did it take you to get it? Like 6 months?
it took me a week and a half. It took me a week and a half to get it.
From China? Damn, that ain't bad.
Yep. No, it wasn't bad at all. I was surprised.
I'm
But
spoiled.
yep,
I need
$2.86 is what I paid for my tapper.
But that's because,
And it,
Pretty Cat, that's because you live in the West Coast, so the shit come your way first, so it's not going to take that fucking long. We live over
right.
here. I mean, I live over here, so it's going to take a minute.
I'm East Coast, so it's kind of like we're Midwest. I'm Midwest. Excuse me.
Corey is so gross. Corey, Pretty Cat doesn't want you. She
I'm
don't want
sure
your
that.
ass.
And I'm slutty, Corey. If I don't want you, that's sad. I feel like I would be like committing a crime messing with you because you that stupid.
Like,
I hate crime at
real,
that.
for real.
like you're a smart woman when a man starts sexually harassing you as a comeback.
You're not even functional. There's something wrong with you, like legit.
Right.
You
I'm
know,
not.
honestly, you know what was funny? Just on a different topic, I just got a flashback and I was like dying of laughter on mute. Around this time last year, I had a Christian preacher come up to me in the streets, try preaching to me. And I remember saying to him, I'm a Muslim. I will die a Muslim. A year later, look at me
Damn.
now.
Hey, I keep thinking about how pathetic I was crying in the shower, telling God that I don't even want to be in control of myself anymore, and I need Him to I would be His slave, and how He's so much righteous than me, and because I fucked up, I was like, man, if I'm in control, I'm gonna keep on being me, and being me is a sin, I guess. So you're gonna have to literally make me a robot, because ain't no other way, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Not me crying over my paper Jesus.
You're lucky, Vicky. You're very, very fortunate, Vicky.
If you guys met me when I was still a Muslim, Reggie would have hated me. You all would have. I was insufferable. It was so funny.
I would have come to God for sure.
We all were
I don't know.
indoctrinated. Well, most of us were indoctrinated
Because,
before. I
like-
was like that. I didn't cuss out my grandfather before. Well, not cussed him out, but went off on him about fucking Jesus.
Wow, yeah, I know, right?
Man, I
was going
remember,
hard on my-
guys, I remember
I need to stop eating
doing
pork
dawah.
and shit.
I remember,
You're going to hell.
Man,
Look,
thanks to Islam, I had to miss out on bacon for 30 years. But when I tried it a few months ago, I felt like, damn, this is the shit I've been missing out on. Then I tried pork chops and other stuff, and I'm like, man, what? No wonder this shit was forbidden. It's so good. So screw you, Allah made me miss out on bacon.
look, some people that
I
have
don't really like that.
escaped religion just to be an atheist pull some of the nastiest angles, because we know these books inside and out. We used to believe them wholeheartedly, and
That
now
part.
we know what deconstructed the shit out of us when we were hardcore believers, and
Mm.
now we have the scope of, oh, what about this?
Yep. The thing is, look, I was never Christian. I was a Muslim and like all of that. But when I left Islam and I had an ocean of Christians in my DM saying, "Come to Christ, my brother, come to Christ." Man, I was straight away like, nah, no thanks. Fuck this shit. I didn't leave one fairy tale to join another. You know what I mean? Because switching from Islam to Christianity or Christianity to Islam, you're still a slave. You're just changing masters. That's literally it. It's silly. And like the way we're all deconstructing and getting there, it's why we like to take the piss out of religion and just make fun of it, because it made all of us a bunch of dickheads. I mean this respectfully, but it did that to all of us. It had us all thinking that there's some divine power that's going to protect us when we could not prove it. And we knew deep down, like when we were alone, that it wasn't something that could be proven, and it was just based on faith.
It's either that or it was
Like
fear.
that's why my favorite. Yeah, that's why my favorite prompt that Reggie puts up, like, this one's good. This one's good. I like it. But my favorite one of your prompts, Reggie, is the prayer doesn't do shit one. The
Yeah.
thing is, because you and I and everyone here knows firsthand that prayer doesn't do shit.
Doesn't do shit. They know it too.
The only way I'll be with you is if I get a check every month. I want that special check. I got that caretaker check. Ain't no
I
fucking
associate religion with
I
fear
keep
and
hearing
pain.
y'all saying he's saying stuff, but I'm not seeing it. Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
here,
I
I'll
think we'll
read
be
one
good
of them.
together. Okay.
He,
I'm a friend this
there
shit.
you
Okay.
go. He's
Yeah.
gross. He's just
I just
sitting
keep
here
walking away so I keep
harassing
missing it.
Pretty Cat.
Creeper.
He didn't went to her motherfucking page.
Now we know why. Now we know why he's been tending your lives this whole time. He's been here for you regularly.
After all that bullshit you just said, that's
Like, I'm not afraid to admit,
wait for some
Pretty
coochie.
Cat has a lovely face card. I will say
She's
that.
gorgeous. She's downright gorgeous. But
lovely.
That's not all.
She has a lovely face.
And that's
Go
not
pray to
all.
your God.
Never say it
Go
again.
pray to your God.
Huh?
Man. Pretty Cat lives by her name. She is gorgeous. She is a babe. But no one drives me crazier than my baby girl Valentia. That's just facts.
She is like a Barbie doll. Fucking cute. But she's so young, so I don't even be
Yeah,
flirting.
she my daughter age.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Valencia.
She's adorable though.
Well, I'm young enough to hit her up. Say, hey, baby cakes.
I'll live
Believe it or not, I got a 20-year-old daughter, so.
Like,
yeah.
wait. How old are you, Cat?
35.
You're 30.
I just turned
You do not look it
32.
at all.
Thanks, I try not to.
I'm old.
My birthday was yesterday.
But yeah, Established is beautiful. Cat is beautiful. Benny's beautiful. Valentina is freaking gorgeous.
And the Christians are ugly. Tap the screen, y'all.
Yeah,
And
their
Reggie's
hearts
a
are ugly and their
relatively
faces
handsome
too.
man.
Yeah, Reggie's cute.
Oh, Reggie's hot.
Thank you.
Reggie's
Thank
hot.
you.
I know that. Yeah.
Zay's going.
No, I mean, look, the cool thing I like about Reggie, like genuinely one of the reasons I respect him is he's so confident in his sexuality and he's not a little bitch. He doesn't mind if a man compliments him. He just doesn't swing that way, so it's fine.
Yeah, he makes it very.
There's no point. There's no point in getting worked up about it. Like, man, I'm gonna beat your motherfucking ass, bitch. I'm like, you gonna sit here and get mad. Like, you ain't never gonna see the motherfucker in your life, even if you feel like that. So what is the point if you sitting there getting worked up like that? What's the point?
Damn, what
What
the
you gonna do
fuck
is
do
just
I
gonna be
look
like,
like? Do I look like a fucking troll doll or something? That ain't nobody said Stephanie. Fuck all of y'all. Fuck all of y'all.
I'm playing the game. I don't even look at you. I'm just being
people get worked up and just
Like I'm just
lose their
no,
cool.
it's too late. It's too late. It's too late. It ain't real.
Like, I'm pan romantic. I'll date anybody I get good vibes from, and I've been thinking about it. I know I've been talking to, I've been like kind of chewing up Reggie's ear about it, about the atheist dating.
Reggie, you need a body shot. Somebody said they need to see a body shot of you first.
What? Who said this? Who?
Vicky, she said she needs to see a shot of you first.
Oh.
Oh, she wants to see that. What she working with?
Of you.
Me
Reggie?
or her?
Of you.
Who are you talking to? You talking to you never,
Vicky,
you
down in
never
the
see,
comments.
Vicky,
down in the comments.
Do you never see what I look like, Vicky? All you gotta do is go to my page.
She said a body shot.
Oh, yeah,
I
just
don't know
go
about no. I don't know if I got no.
So Vicky, he's 6'4", he's slim, he got that sexy salt and pepper that you know he like. It's so irresistible.
He worked out too.
Yep, he work out. So you know if you're interested, hit him up in his DM. He's
vibe, the whole vibe itself.
You know how to hit the angle, so I don't know.
He's single. He live by himself.
His vibe attracts all the good people. He's a whole vibe himself.
He is.
I mean,
he proved in real life. Her.
They last longer and they don't get tired. And you gotta worry about titties in your face. I can't stand no titty man.
And he gonna have you laughing because he petty as fuck.
But you know what though? I'm starting to feel weird about that though. Yeah, I ain't got no goddamn titties, but at the same time, I ain't got no motherfucking chest neither. None.
I mean,
hey, that's okay.
Not a goddamn drop.
That's quite all right. That's quite all right. I'm sure somebody can find your nipples and bite on them.
But
so I be stuck in the middle. I be like, I'm not gonna, because listen, I done been bigger.
Just close pin it a little.
But listen, when I was bigger, I had titties though. Like I literally had titties before.
Now listen,
so
I'm not even gonna
really
front.
Get no chest. You know what I mean?
I'm not even gonna front. That one video when he had on his little suit and his hat when he was grilling Butcher, I was like, shit, Reggie look good in this motherfucker.
Thank you.
I said, okay,
Reggie. Ow. 21K, Reggie. I'm putting it back on.
Yeah, that shit do wonders, because when you said it was probably only like about what? I don't know.
Hey, Reggie,
I really wasn't even paying attention.
I hear
that. You're right, 11K.
I hear that Marvin Gaye in the background. Let's get it on.
You were at 11K when I hooked it up.
He was punished just to show the Israelites not to play around. I mean, but even if that's true, Anthony, why he gotta be punished? That's not fair. God made him to do that, right? And he obeyed God. So why does he have to get punished? That was all part of God's plan. That's not fair, bro.
Not just at all. Isn't he supposed to be just? Righteous?
Right.
What's right or just about that?
That's like having a whipping boy. Like if you like royalty, right? And no matter what you do, somebody else get their ass whipped for it. Nah, that ain't cool.
The devil was his whipping boy.
Right.
Because guess what? In their precious little book, the devil didn't make not one single move without God's command. Maybe unalived about 8 people in the Bible when God unalived whole cities, towns, families. Like, come on now.
He's pretty much forced to do it.
Exactly. He did nothing without God telling him to.
Right. He was like his Pharaoh's choice. How is it Pharaoh's choice when he hardened his heart? He took his ability away to make a decision by changing his emotions. If you wouldn't have intervened with that, that would have never happened. That's just like if a person puts something in your drink, right? And then you do something that you wouldn't normally do. It's their fault because they changed your normal mindset. Right? That's on them. So let me get your age of religion.
29 years of age. My religion is pretty much atheist, but I classify as omnious because I believe there is a God and a goddess as well.
Okay. All right. If God intentionally hardened Pharaoh's heart, then Pharaoh's stubbornness wasn't truly his own choice. So what exactly was Pharaoh being punished for? His decision or decision made by somebody else for him?
Because he's masquerading as God and enacting slavery, and God doesn't like that, and he wants to be the slave master. So that's the punishment.
What you talking about? I don't even know what you're
Because
talking about.
the deity of the Bible is like an evil alien, you know. He wants
I
his
don't care. I don't listen. I don't care. I
make
don't
his own
care. I
slave.
don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about none of that. And the reason I don't care about none of that is because that is not what I'm asking you. I'm not asking you to tell me your explanation as to what the Bible is saying.
Can't be two
I'm
slave
asking you.
masters. That's what I'm telling you.
Listen. I don't give a fuck about that slavement. Listen to what I'm asking you, right? I'm asking you, was Pharaoh being punished for a decision he made or a decision someone made for him? That's all.
Decision he made, but then the God of the Bible decides to punish his children.
How?
And the rest of everybody's kids. This is, gross and grotesque.
Stop. Shut
primitive.
the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Happened.
How? Listen, shut the fuck up. How is that? No. You know what? I'm going to shut you up permanently. You'll never come back to my life. Fuck off my life. Fuck you.
Come up here with such little self-control. What's wrong with y'all? Can't even have a decent conversation. It's just disappointing.
It bothers me so bad when y'all want to come up and someone else is live and think that you're going to control shit or think that we're going to shut the fuck up because you're talking. It don't work like that. If you come up here disrespectful, we will match that shit full-heartedly. The entitlement is unreal. Some of y'all need knocked back a peg or two, knock back into your damn Pampers, redo your shit. This ain't the life to be doing that shit in.
Why do you think you got the right to talk over the host, though? That's just
that part.
basic.
Trying to take over and shit. Host your own live.
I only fuck with Guy if he likes pineapple on pizza.
Dumb fucks.
That's how you know he ain't real. Is that shit nasty?
Oh, wait, where'd he go?
But how is everybody else doing now that there's nobody up here that's an op right now?
Lovely. Playing my game. Knowing that I'm lame, every weekend I want to go out, but I'm just such a homebody. I can't stop myself.
It's okay.
It's just cold too. Like, why I want to get dressed just to have niggas hit on me? It's just boring. Yeah.
Right.
It's been a life too long in my life for me to be like able to have fun doing it. I noticed. Because I'd rather be at home with my man right now getting fucked or something.
As you should.
But you got to date before you get to that point.
I mean, but you know, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. If you just want to just hop on it and just do what you do, that's awesome. More power to you. If you want to date and wait for a while, awesome. More power to you. But find your happiness.
They don't gotta take
Sometimes people are difficult.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta just have one night stand. Sometimes you just gotta be like, you know what? Fuck it.
Just because you're attracted to someone too doesn't really like mean the sex is this. It's gonna be good. Unfortunately.
Right. That part. I have experienced that. And it sucks.
Yeah.
That, and one thing I think that dudes need to learn, mostly with women do too, but I say more so with dudes, right? Because I think men is the problem with this situation, right? They need to understand that sometimes in life, right, some people are just fuckable, and that's a two-way street. Sometimes that you just are the dude, and she just was like, I'm just gonna fuck you one good time, and that's okay. That doesn't make any person a less of a person. It doesn't.
It's human need.
Just like a man, we can look at a woman and tell you right now, all right, I fuck you, but I won't. So what make a man think that a motherfucker don't look at you like that?
Exactly.
And if so, why does that person have to get punished for that? You mean to tell me I got to be in a whole relationship with you, marry you, and have kids with you just because I want to hit it? Nigga, please. I'm not doing that. Fuck.
Straight up though. That actually happened. I'm not gonna say that, but we had a friend, like, he went through that shit because he was trying to have fun and the girl fell in love. Like, people fall in love.
Catch feelings too fast.
That's why these laws were made up by men. Back in the day, you had people running around like Trump grabbing pussy, and people didn't like that shit. So we came up with laws, and one of the bigger laws came from God. Somebody said if you look at civilizations, if they were agricultural, they had agricultural gods. They worshiped the sun, the rain, stuff like that. And if you lived in a place where the resources were scarce and you had to fight, you came up with a war god, such as Yahweh. And it proves to be true when you look at the history of things. That's why it's all an invention of men.
Exactly. And that's why I tell people, I will repeat this until the day that I die. You can manipulate this situation to your benefit, and it's easier to get to $1 million by 2 incomes. But I don't give a fuck what nobody say. The invention of marriage is a form of female fucking slavery because we cannot take the fact that somebody else then fucked you. We can't take it. I'm telling you, even though I know, and just sat there and just ran down all that shit to you, I can't even take it. I can't take it. So that's the only way that we can secure the fact that you ain't fucked nobody else and these is my goddamn kids. And you mean to tell me I can guilt trip you too that you're gonna go to hell? That's a deal.
Early in my life, I almost broke my dick on a virgin pussy. So after that,
all right,
I did some experience.
She ain't like you. God damn.
I mean, those are one of the many benefits of being asexual is that I don't have any of those problems.
You must have went for that shit like this. With a blindfold on, goddamn. Your hand behind your back or something, goddamn.
Like, did you do your due diligence? Oh yeah, he don't eat the food.
Okay. Nah, he get that shit from hanging around them goddamn Jamaicans too fucking long.
That's a red flag.
You don't want to prick the pussy.
If you can't eat pussy, then what the fuck?
Cool man. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something that's gonna boggle your mind.
I'm a Reverend man. You can't lose with the stuff I use. You don't gotta worry.
Listen. But cool man, I'm gonna boggle your mind with something right now. Think about this. There's at least a 95% chance, according to my calculations, that every woman you ever gave some pussy to, I mean, they gave you some pussy, right? You ain't satisfied. Not one time.
That ain't true.
Strong. No. I ain't saying it's 100% true. I ain't saying it's 100% true.
You're saying 95.
But 95.
That ain't true.
95.
You know, when I look
Yes, it is.
back, the one
Yes, it is.
regret I have is that I was always performing. When I look back, I never gave women the chance really to get on me and do their thing. And that's the one thing, because all I focused on, because that was sort of the same thing that came along with not eating pussy. You gotta have proper dick, or wood, as they would say.
Okay.
So we always made sure we satisfied
If
our
you ain't eating no
women.
pussy, you ain't getting your dick
Time out.
sucked.
Time out.
That's for sure.
Time out. But cool, man, let me tell you something again.
But
And
there
I'm
was
going to
always
repeat this
that
to you.
aspect.
Wait a
because-
minute. You have to understand one thing about the human anatomy. Write this down. Take a picture of this shit. It's showtime. A woman's sexual organ is on the outside, boo. So it don't matter how much you. It don't matter
At all.
It does.
because it's
No, it doesn't.
You know
Okay, look,
something?
listen.
You know something in Japan? In Japan, it's the total opposite.
Bakuman,
In Japan,
listen.
it's how much
Listen.
in and out. It's
Bakuman,
not
listen.
The,
I
it's
can
not the
lead
big
you to
O
this
that matters
water.
so much.
Bakuman,
I can't
listen.
make you drink it.
As somebody, listen, as somebody who is asexual, all right, Bakuman, as someone who is asexual, have never had any sort of intimate relations with either man or women. If there's not a puddle when she's done, you're not doing it right. I'm just saying, if you don't make any sort of progress when it comes to her pleasure, you're not doing it right.
But cool, man, I'm going to repeat to
you
you.
know,
It's
the
on
only
the
thing-
outside. It's
The-
on
the
the
only-
outside. There are some women who are in their 60s who ain't never had a
I mean,
climax.
some of what you're saying is true, because when I examine my memories, most women are very difficult to make orgasm.
I'm telling you why, nigga.
It's in their personal experience back in those days, because you have to remember there was frigidity and there were all sort of aspects. We're not talking about in the last 20 years. We're talking going back in my youth and in my 20s and 30s.
You're
You know,
not listening.
most of them had these sort of hang-ups.
This
that
cell phone,
they
listen,
never
but cool, man,
gave themselves
this
completely,
Android right here.
and
Listen,
as
but
a
cool, man, listen to
consequence,
me.
what he's
Listen,
saying
time
might
out.
be true.
But cool, man, listen to me.
Mm.
This cell phone, that's an Android. This old cell phone that's cracked up, right? You see it? You see how dirty the screen is? On vibrate is better than you ever been. Do you get that?
No, because it ain't true.
Listen, but cool, man.
Reggie, let me ask you a question.
Why do I need
Let
an
me
excuse?
ask you a question.
Why do I need excuse? Why do I need
Which
excuse?
tastes better? Which tastes better, processed sugar or honey?
What does that have to do with
What the
anything?
hell?
It all comes down to your concept of flavor. What makes you happy?
It's anatomy.
Not all of those practices make people happy. Some people gotta have wood. Some of them got to have what you do. Okay, but the majority of them, you know, it don't always start out that way. But then that is a greater satisfaction. That is a greater satisfaction than just taking a sniff. You understand? There's some of us that do.
I want
there's some
one
of us that
woman
do
to
the
tell
white
me I'm
stuff,
lying.
and some of us
But cool,
that
man.
like the longer
If I'm lying,
experience
I
of the
promise
weed.
you, no woman will tell me right now on planet Earth that anything I just told you is a lie. I want one of y'all to say it because they're not. I'm telling you this shit. I'm telling you, it's a fact. It's
If
on
she
the
does
outside.
not
So if
become
you
a
wasn't on the
Nerf Super
outside,
Soaker,
if you
you're
wasn't on
doing
the
it wrong.
outside and you wasn't on that right spot, they could have put themselves up under a fucking sink and rinsed their shit off and had more sensation than you.
I don't
It's a
know. My
fact.
thing is,
Hold
my
on.
thing
Hold
is
on.
always to wipe them out,
Okay.
man.
Okay.
You're
I
leaving
mean,
the cake half
but
baked, Baku man. That's what we're
I'm
saying.
telling you.
That
okay, I
Even if
cornbread ain't
we
mean,
done in the
just
middle.
back to back going in and out, we're still not satisfied completely. That's why
At
you'll
all.
I
don't
could
wake up
see
to our
that.
That's why
I
they
plan.
could
be
see
going to
that.
the
I could
bathroom
see that with one
afterwards
night
and be in there
stands,
for a
but the
long ass
people that I
goddamn
was
time, Baku
involved
man,
with
because they be over
over a
that
period
toilet.
of time, I'm sure I satisfied them because they kept coming back. They kept
Okay,
Baku
coming
man.
back,
but
and
okay.
Did you
made
have
it.
some money? Did you have
I
some money?
made it a
Did you
personal
have some money?
thing. Huh?
Did you have some money then? Did you have some money back then?
I always had a little bit of money. Not, I mean, I was never
If you was
rich
broke,
or
do you
whatever.
think that would have happened?
I picked up a lot of chicks when I was broke. I was especially set the shit there. That was the whole thing. In you, it was like how many new girlfriends you had, man. It was like college time, going to school in Washington D.C. I had my roommate. His father had one of the
They was
most
leaning up against
expensive.
the goddamn heaters and the goddamn shower head and all. You was getting cheated on by your shower. You was.
That and they was faking. I guarantee you they was faking.
Mm-hmm. Trying to make you hurt and get up off them.
What can I tell you?
Wait.
Fucking
Now
like,
I'm
fucking
curious.
them dry like I was tearing that ass up.
Like I had to fake come so that he would come. Just to
It
get
hurt
the
my
shit
feelings
over
too.
with.
It hurt my feelings when I first found out. So I'm like, damn. So all this time I've been thinking, damn.
Okay,
You mean
Valentia,
damn?
I gotta ask a question.
Motherfuck.
So, Valentia, when you say it's
Ain't
only a
shit.
small amount of women that can, do you mean that only a small amount of women can become a Nerf Super Soaker? Because I don't know. I'm asexual, but I've heard some stories. I've heard some stories.
I ran into a lot of women that couldn't orgasm, and some of them would tell you that straight up.
You ran, yeah. They couldn't
And I
orgasm
never
because
really
all you were
understood it.
doing was bumping uglies. That's
No,
literally all you were
Right.
doing.
no,
You were just
you're
you were
making assumptions, and I'm trying
you
to
were
be honest
you were
here.
Newton's cradling her.
Hey, Stephanie.
You're making
Stephanie, hold on.
assumptions, and I'm trying to be honest here. Hold
Is that
up
the
a
first,
second, Reggie.
Stephanie? Is that the first time you ever heard a white person say that? Because that's the first time I've ever heard a white person say that.
Yeah. That's the very first bumping
That's
ugly.
the first. That's the first time.
I've never heard of.
It's a
Never
term
heard
that my Grammys always use, calling bumping uglies.
No,
Newton's
I've heard it
cradling her.
before.
Oh, we know what it means now. We know exactly what it means, but I
Yeah.
ain't never heard no white person say that. Never.
Oh, have you ever heard
Never.
a condom be called a rubber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's my
That's
Grammy
what I
speaking
thought
out
it
of me.
was. Listen, I didn't know
Yeah.
it was a condom until I got older. It was a
We
rubber.
call it boots.
But yeah, just because you were sitting there Newton's cradling her doesn't mean she was having a grand old time.
If you're just going in and out, if you're just going in and out, she's definitely faking.
Like you might as well not be in her at all.
Ladies, I don't think you appreciate you truly understand the things that you're saying.
No, you truly don't understand how the fuck a woman's body works.
Let me just finish by saying this. Okay, I've had some long-term relationships, and I know that it satisfied those people. Most of the
women can
relationships
fake
that I
orgasms
had,
for years.
most of the
Because
relationships
I
I
did.
had that one nighters.
Like
I'm
a
sorry,
fucking dummy.
established.
Dude,
I'm so
I
it,
did.
sorry.
it's a lot to
I
take
fucking
in.
faked it for years. Like, just to get this nigga
Yeah.
up off of me. This motherfucker made me a lesbian against my will for so many years, and it was my fault because I egged
You
him on.
girls
Oh,
have
shit, Daddy, get
extremely unhappy sex lives.
Bro,
Steph.
look, it's a lot to take in. It's a lot
Huh?
to take in. I get that. But just accept it. It's facts. You got everyone here telling you. You just don't want to accept it. Like, you're not
The
doing
world
yourself
has to
any good.
construe according to the wits of the world. I have to construe according to my wits and understanding.
Okay.
And I'm saying that you're trying to make general statements which I don't find to be true. Some of what Reggie says could be right in light of the fact that, they say 1 out of every woman in America is molested. And when I think back about the issues that I've seen women have in their inability to orgasm, I could say that you are probably right. But I'm talking, when I look at my memories, I'm thinking in terms of my long-term relationships in which I am certain that I
Why are you?
satisfied
What?
those
Wait.
partners.
Before you finish that sentence, why are you equating some women's inability to orgasm to whether or not they were abused in childhood? You're weird for saying
Right,
that,
because
for
them two
one.
No,
fucking things don't
I'm
got nothing to do
saying
with
that
each other,
it
but
might
fool,
have.
man.
I'm saying it might have
That's
No,
some
like
it
saying the
correlation.
reason
I
you're
don't
gay is
know.
because you were
No, it
touched as a child.
won't.
Quit that.
No, I'm saying that it might
No,
have
it
some
It has
correlation
No, it
because
doesn't
nothing
have
to
anything to
it
do
do
with
with
won't.
it.
okay,
It would have
The
the
only
I'll
reverse
accept
effect
thing.
that.
if
I'll
anything, fool.
accept that. But
It would
I'll
have the
accept that.
reverse effect if
But
anything.
I am not a scholarly person in every endeavor, and so that was something
Okay, so as a
that I
scholarly
asked
person
myself.
in that
Can
endeavor,
I
please never
finish?
make that
I mean,
statement
before you
again.
attack me again,
Never,
because
yeah,
I
never
ain't
say
I'm
that's
not
finished
the
saying what I
case,
attacking you,
bro.
I'm correcting you
Well, I
because you
ain't
said
finished saying
something
what I
that is
was saying. If
incorrect
I'd
and
finished
harmful
saying
to
what I was
say.
saying, it might not
It is fair.
necessitate you asking me another question.
But fool,
Okay,
man, you
so
really should
all
leave
I'm
that
saying
alone.
is that we are all right. I have something of a limited scope through which I am looking, and
Yes, a
naturally
man's
I am
scope.
biased in my understanding. So I'm agreeing with everybody, but I'm just giving you the benefit of my understanding and experience.
And
Well,
that's what
Okay,
we're telling you as well.
that has
There's
nothing
things
to
that
do with
men,
it.
right, there's things as men that we can't understand. And in
I
both
don't believe that.
situations,
I don't
listen,
believe
in
that.
both
That we
situations,
have yet to
yes,
understand,
no,
but not
listen
that
to
we
me. It
can't
doesn't matter.
understand.
It doesn't matter if you don't believe it. It's a
Reggie.
fact. Listen, it is a fact.
It's
There are
just it's
things.
the
Listen,
fact
hold
that
on. Let me get it. There's things that we can't understand because we don't have certain things, right? And you cannot argue with the person who has that thing from your understanding. You can't. You don't have a fucking vagina or a clitoris. You don't have it. So how the fuck are you sitting here making yourself seem supreme where you're not even touching these things or realize that that part of her body is even there and arguing with people who have these fucking things? That's number one. And number two, how are you going to say just because a person been molested, it could correlate with them not being able to have an orgasm? That
yeah,
shit don't
that's.
even make no fucking sense.
I'm just
That's
saying that
crazy.
I'm just gonna
into
Cite the
warn
study.
you.
Cite the study on that.
I'm just gonna warn you. This is the whole. Hold on, Baku man.
occur
Hold
to
on,
me that
because
might be an
we had this
explanation. I
discussion
didn't
at
say
one
that it was
point, and the
true,
whole
in fact.
reason I unfollowed
There's no
you.
science on that. There's no science on that.
It's like I'm
No.
speaking Spanish.
Because you're not speaking facts. You're not.
Exactly. That's what I said. I said it was of my own
So
initiative,
don't
of
make
my
a
own
statement
thinking,
like that
which
then.
I'm
You
not saying it
cannot.
was true.
You cannot
Why
make an
can't you
ethical
listen?
statement.
But can't you listen?
No, I will
admitted
not
to it.
listen
I
to an
said
unethical statement.
Fine, so it is. It was an incorrect statement. It was unethical. It was evil. It was unlawful. It was ungodly. It was everything. I'm just saying that it was part of my thought process. I never said that it was true.
Okay.
I can afford myself the opportunity to think incorrectly or correctly.
But
Thank you.
why with a subject where you can't fucking even comprehend it? You can't comprehend a woman's body and how they
Do
fucking
we
feel. So I don't know.
comprehend anything? Why am I being attacked?
No,
I mean,
no,
come
because
on. I
because
often ask
you going
myself,
into
why
a
is it that we know better
no. Now you
and that
acting
we
like
know
a Christian
religion
right
is
now.
false,
Oh,
but we
I'm
choose
being
to challenge
attacked.
people
I'm being
every single night
persecuted.
about the same bullshit?
Why? Why am I being persecuted as a Christian? That's how you sound right now. Right? You doing this to yourself.
I feel like everybody jumping on my ass, man, and nobody's has accepted any explanation.
Man,
I
we're
give,
not trying to
no
jump
matter
on
how
you.
much
We're
I
just
am.
simply saying you trying to tell a woman about a woman's body, and that's
Are
kind
you
of crazy.
guys? Are you? How did my guy put it? Are you entertained?
Like, this is one of the reasons I
I know.
unfollowed you last time, is because we had a similar conversation to this, Bakuman, where you
Yes.
made a statement that was very similar to this when it came to somebody else's sexuality at one point. You said something very similar. And I'm gonna just warn everybody else, because I thought he was over this bullshit. But correct me if I'm wrong, but Bakuman, didn't you make a statement at one point or another that people's sexuality was determined on whether or not they were touched as a child at one point?
Oh my
Not
God.
me. Not me.
I just want to
That was
say,
not
agree
you,
with
yet
Tom
you're making a very
and
similar
full-heartedly.
statement in this
No,
situation.
no, it could be similar, but not the same. Because I have never discussed kids with any strangers. It's not something that would come into a
Or
point
whether
of
or
view,
not they had
a point of view
unconsensual sexual
necessarily.
relations with somebody else. It was something
I
very
just
similar
answered
to
your
what you said just
question,
now.
and you persist in.
Well, as far as that goes, I do believe this, right? I don't believe that because a person things happen to him as a child that would dictate, whatever it is that they're gonna be. You know what I mean? But I know statistically, if a person is touched or something happens to them as a child, there is a higher possibility of that person exhibiting that same behavior. I
I
will say
think
that.
that this is a very
Yeah,
complicated
exhibiting that
subject.
same behavior, yes.
I don't know if this is 100%.
Promiscuity. A lot of times, promiscuity is a big thing too.
Hypersexuality being unfortunately one of them.
Yes, and that's what I
Right.
was trying to say to him earlier when he was saying that it could cause a person to not be able to, and that's the point I
Right.
was trying to make. Listen,
Exactly.
stop,
So if we can accept one, why not an
fucking
instant?
talking. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Listen, what I was saying to you was, if anything, it would be the exact opposite. Right?
Why not an opposing instance of the other? That's what I'm saying to you. Reggie, I agree with you.
It's not
I agree with
true.
you because you're right. That is also a part of the experience. What I'm also saying that wouldn't necessarily make me think of the opposite. We don't just think of the positive all the time.
That doesn't
We
make
think
sense.
sometimes of the negative.
That doesn't
That's
make
what I'm
sense.
saying.
That doesn't make
Okay.
sense.
But to you it don't. To me
It
it
doesn't,
does.
because there's no science
Look,
to
if
back
I
it.
have to
What I'm saying to
evaluate a
you,
car,
listen,
I have to
listen.
look
What
at
I'm
the
saying
pros
to
and the
you,
cons.
what I'm saying to you is this: everything I said to you, there's science behind it. What you're saying, there isn't any, and that's why I can't go along with it.
Okay, I can accept that. But who's to say that I'm scientifically aware? I never said that I was. I gave an understanding, my own silly, little misunderstood understanding, and I've got to go through all of this, which is cool.
But you know, that can be very triggering to a person who has experienced that, such as myself, because I've experienced it.
Right.
And it can
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie,
be
bro.
very triggering. And it's like, I know it could have went one or two ways, but me personally, I know that I never had a problem with intimate relationships after that, but I did not. Fortunately, I was not hypersexual, because after that, I was going to be the one who decided who I was going to be with, and it wasn't going to be with somebody just because they wanted to be with me. It was going to be my decision. So yeah, it's very triggering.
Ladies, all I'm saying is that you are women and you understand things. I'm saying that I've been with more women than you, and I've seen a difference. And I've come to
that's a lie. I'm a lesbian, so that's a lie.
Okay, well, necessarily on the same level.
You can try, but nope.
Well, you know, that's a whole different take. You know, I'm
whole different take.
I'm speaking as a
whole
man.
different take.
I'm speaking.
I make women come with my tongue. What can you do? Absolutely.
Okay, I mean, if
Everybody
I
fucking lies to your bitch ass. You're talking about your shit like you're a fucking porn star when you're nothing. What the fuck are you on about?
I'm not.
You don't do shit. You're not manly enough whatsoever. You don't get down. You don't eat the cookie. You're not a good boy.
And I don't apologize for that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't apologize for that. I am that I am.
An incel, yeah.
Not an incel.
Like, do you not think that women who are lesbians don't do penetration, or like what? Like,
what do you think a strap
what is this? Right. Like, do you think they're incapable of doing that?
As I said before to someone, all possibilities exist at the same time. I don't limit anything to anybody. I've actually had a couple of lesbian women come to me and ask me to make them pregnant to satisfy their girlfriends.
Okay.
What? Like a sperm donor,
or
actually have sex with them?
Huh?
Like a sperm?
In both instances, it turned me off, completely off. You know, because I that was what I was told prior
Not
to.
me. I would have been like this.
You know, so it just turned me off.
Shit, you a damn fool.
Well, I am that I am. And I'm not saying that I'm right with everything. That's why someone said that they unfollowed me or whatever. I'm not Jesus. I'm not pretending to be God and know it all. I make my mistakes.
I would have probably let both of them down, but I wouldn't have gave a
every time I open my mouth, so I admit to it. I am wrong quite often. As a matter of fact, when I look back at my life, I find out that I slept most of my opportunities. And I look at it. I see the errors of my ways. I'm not excusing myself in any fashion or form. I'm still here to learn.
Is them old ass ladies, they still alive? You better call them.
Huh?
You better call them old ladies. You probably just have to start the punani though. Just spit on it.
Speaking in terms of
Start. Oh my god.
Just you gotta rev it up a little bit. You gotta give it a little oil.
Like a 7-fold Cadillac. With that bitch.
You just gotta. You gotta rev it up a little.
Before you leave this planet, before you leave this earth,
slide the old girdle to the side like this.
Y'all heathens talking about it.
It's all right, old girl. We're gonna get
slide to the left, hey, slide to the right. Yeah.
Gotta check those headlights.
Pull out that Geritol and that honey pack and that Cialis.
The honey pack.
Pull out that old 8-track. Oh shit.
Gotta do an oil check.
Mm-hmm. Hello, that Teddy P.
Got that WD-40.
If I'm
Gonna
around
You might have
30
to put
years,
some on the gear
that
shift.
shit. That
if I'm
shit gonna be
around
dry to
if
the
I'm
motherfucker.
around
You
30
need more
years
than
from now,
WD-40,
Reggie,
boy.
you will be
Get some
you will
Crisco.
Reggie,
Get
if
that
I'm
honey
around
pot.
30 years from now, you'll be very pissed off that I don't have a robot.
A what?
A what?
A robot. A feed robot.
30
Because
years now,
this,
mostly
this
everybody
just
here gonna be
flies to everything, you know.
30 years
Why
from now,
are
my
we?
ass gonna be
What?
probably dead. And if I don't, that's
Really,
probably gonna be what's gonna kill me.
you
As
guys,
soon as I get my check,
every new thing is the
as soon as I
thing.
get my check, I'm gonna be tearing them 40-year-olds up. 40 and 30 years old when I get like 7, I'm gonna be tearing that. They ain't born yet, but I'm gonna be tearing their ass up. I'm gonna be giving them the best 3 seconds of their life.
Did I just hear right?
Get up on my good
Are my
foot.
ears going? Like, what did Baku Man just say?
Give them a couple packs
Here
of
we go.
cigarettes.
Here we go. Here we go.
Take them to the laundromat or something, and it's going down.
He's indirectly saying
You know what?
that
You
he
know
talks a lot
fucking
of
what?
shit and pretends.
He says he gonna hit them in the back of the dryers.
I'm gonna have a van. I'm gonna have a van with some shag carpet in the back of that motherfucker.
I need my glasses.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have my glasses too.
Gotta clean out the lint first.
All I'm saying is that he'll never be satisfied if I don't have the next new thing. That's all that meant. I can't quite see your name because I can't find my glasses. SMO something.
You can just call me Small Bit.
Small, okay. Small bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
Why?
I'm saying is that
What?
he'll just get on my case 30 years from now for not having a robot because it's the next new thing. I just come out from a generation that is separate. I don't deny that you were right in terms of what you would do and so forth and so on, et cetera, et cetera. It's not been my natural practice.
But the
So
human anatomy been the
bless
same
you
since
for
Africa. What you talking about?
for advancing common cause. Bless you for that. Now I'm more
The clitoris
intelligent.
been on the
Shit.
outside.
Maybe
Listen,
given the opportunity, I'll
listen,
go back and try it out.
listen. Since
But
we've been Homo sapien, the clitoris been on the outside.
yes. But some things
Not the
like
clitoris.
some things for
Like it's a
whatever
fucking
reason,
dinosaur.
some things for
Probably
one
can't
reason or
even
the
find the
other in our
clitoris.
societies have like pork, or like bacon. It's
What the
outlawed.
hell are you talking about?
Well,
You a master grifter.
why are we suddenly migrating from sex robots to pork and bacon?
Like,
No,
what are
I'm
we
just
talking
trying to
about?
show. I'm just trying to show that in certain groups, certain things are
Are
outlawed.
you elevated
That's
right
all.
now? Because I
What
know
kind
I'm
of porking
elevated,
are
but
we
what the fuck
doing?
are you saying?
All I'm
Babes,
saying that
I
is in
think
certain groups, certain things are outlawed to the
You know
benefit
what?
of
it's not
non-benefit.
about
That's all
it's
there
not
is to
about
it.
what's outlawed. Look, the bottom line is you keep acting like, oh, I've been with so many women, I know how to please a woman. And bro,
You just
honestly,
let down
all
a
you're
bunch of women.
showing us is you don't know
Wait a minute, it's
shit.
outlawed. How do people know what you do in your bedroom? Are you telling them?
Right. Well, you already know he is. That's why he's
Since
got
I just
jumped
outlaw,
on.
like they wouldn't even know what the fuck I would be doing in my bedroom. Talk about some outlaw. I was
Right.
outlawed.
In some places, that is considered sodomy, and I'll tell you how I know. Look, when I went to the military, right, that was
You
considered
were in the military?
a form. Yes, that was considered a form of sodomy. And so when they told us that, we like, how? And that's not, So they gave us an example. They like, look, they said, say for instance, if you hooked up with somebody or your wife or whatever, and you just went about like, oh, well, she gave me the best HEAD ever, and they can prove that you said that, and they prove that can happen, that happened, then you could have went to the brig for that shit. Shit, hell, cheating.
Not the bread.
Another reason was
Cheating, the same thing. If you got caught cheating, or they could prove that you were cheating, you automatically got kicked the fuck out, no matter who the fuck you were. But they
There
also
you go.
still do it. They still do it. That's the biggest cheating fucking ring in the goddamn world is the military, and that's the
Well,
biggest
I mean,
goddamn sodomy ring there is too. But at the same
it's
time,
it's
you know,
human nature. I remember when I was 16 years old, my father was complaining about women in miniskirts. You know, coming out of his
no, it's religious.
generation, that was a big
It's not
taboo.
human
So,
nature. It's not
you
human
know,
nature.
well,
It's religion. It's
taboo,
Christianity. It's
taboo. Yeah,
Christianity. It's
taboo.
not taboo. It's not taboo. You know
Yeah.
why? Because listen, we're from
Well,
a
the
hot
source for
continent.
it is religion. I
No,
would agree
no.
with you.
Right. The source is religion. It's not human nature. You
Right.
know why? Because we born ass naked. That's why.
Right. Like, but I don't know where you're going with this, Baku, man.
Oh, come
Honestly.
on for me. You talk to somebody else for a chance. You keep questioning my
Because you're
motivations,
the
and
only one
I've
that's
already tried to
talking all
resolve it
this
100
stuff.
times. So if I'm talking all this stuff and you've already corrected it, and I've given you an understanding that's a suffice, why do you keep coming back?
Because you keep saying more dumb shit. You're saying dumb shit each time. Like, what do you want?
Okay. All right.
Like,
So
Reggie
you
just
explain
had
it
to
to me
tell
in
you that it's
terms.
not human nature. It's just the fact of strict religious ideology that made your father think that way. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. That also
If
that
something is sufficient in nature, wouldn't you call it human nature to some extent?
but clothes are not
Sufficient
human
nature.
nature.
I didn't ask you to ask me. I asked you a question from which I expected a yes or a no, either an agreement
And I
or a
said
disagreement.
no.
Okay,
Clothes are not
fine.
human nature. We're not
Clothes?
born with a pair of skirts.
No, I'm not talking about clothes. I wasn't speaking of clothes. I was speaking of something. I was speaking of something that's persistent in our reality. I would call human nature, and
I
I'm
wouldn't even
simply
call that human nature. No. I mean, if you want to have this argument, I'm more than happy to do so. I'm not, like, angry with you. I just don't
But
understand
that's the
where the
thing.
conversation is
Everything would
going.
lead to an argument, and that's what I'm strictly trying to avoid. You keep asking for explanations. Everything shouldn't have to come in an explanations. Take your own explanation as sufficient, and not ask me for further clarification. And if you get it right, you get it right. And if you get it wrong, you get it wrong. And you just live with it, as opposed to keeping coming back for more. It's not a game of
Why are you
tennis.
talking like that? You keep coming back for more.
For more.
Oh God.
Valentina, breathe.
Getting beat up and leave me the fuck alone. You tired. You hurting.
He need a goddamn cigarette, boy.
Right. You like, damn, y'all just won't let up on my.
You need what I'm choking on right now. Like, hello? Like, oh my God.
I am so happy because I have not
Valentine
had
always
this
make
much
me laugh.
interaction in the last 6
Newport,
weeks.
bad.
Living at 75 by myself, I have not had this much interaction in the last 6 weeks. And I'm so happy.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool.
Grass. It's a really nice thing. It's this really cool stuff that grows in the dirt. You should go touch it. It's really nice. I talk to it every now and then.
So, do you do the one man show?
Ooh.
Do you see Paul Mahler?
Proceeds to the wing. Proceeds to the wing.
You should try it right.
Now I was being nice to you. Now I was being. I was trying to be nice, and then Steph is like, I smell Little bitch. I love Steph so much.
Touch the screen, yeah.
It's healthy to play with it, you know, but
It is. It prevents prostate cancer. Speaking of prostate, did you all know that women actually have one? It's actually called the Rains glands. They do the same shit. I told you that. Well,
Yeah.
spreading the gospel.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I spread the gospel.
The prostate check.
Right. Well, I'm just making sure Bakuman knows this and knows where the women's prostate is, because apparently he don't know.
He doesn't.
Give me one piece of advice that has saved my life and made me live as long as I've lived. And that one piece of advice was never argue with women. And I'm telling you that has allowed for me a long life.
That's so profound.
Man, that is not why your ass didn't live that long. You could have blamed it on exercise, diet,
Here you go again. Oh, come on,
ginger,
man.
motherfucking
You could have blamed it on
anything. You just blame it on that.
And everything else.
Listen,
But you know what I was saying. You
you
just
should
want to
not
say
arguing with
something.
women. I can guarantee you, arguing with men is more dangerous than it is with arguing with some goddamn women. The fuck.
Are you upset because you're afraid that...
Cool man, listen, I got 5 sisters and 3 brothers. I didn't been arguing with my whole motherfucking life. Listen, my dad, he got all
Those
sisters.
are the only people
too.
I argue with.
Listen,
My 3 sisters.
that's the only people that's really worth arguing with.
The
We say do
any
argue with
other
a dude
woman
all
come
fucking
in my
day.
life, I would never argue with them. It led to a short life and relationship. I don't argue with them. The only people that up until today I argue with are my sisters. That's
All right,
it.
well, if you would have argued with your ex-wife and ate her coochie, they would
I
have.
had to ask one the other day, my elder sister, I said, I've come to recognize and understand that all of my life, all you have done is tolerate me.
Y'all wasn't communicating. Sometimes you gotta communicate and talk loud. Sometimes we call that yelling and arguing.
Oh man, because of the tone of my voice, almost every time I speak to them, they tell me that I'm shouting.
Baku, man, you never had a disagreement with your wife or your girls?
If I never had an argument, no, I always avoided.
You never had a disagreement.
Just the other day, as a matter of fact, this young lady that I went with most recently for 7 years, we were discussing that, the fact that we never argued about anything. I'm telling you, that's why I brought it up.
Lying.
You know what? Is this you? Because you're a fairly nice looking man.
Which is not to say that I don't have disagreements with them. I'm not saying that I don't have disagreements with them, but I don't allow it to come to the level of an argument. That's the whole difference.
That is an argument. There's levels to arguments, Baku, man.
No,
when you guys
we can have
disagreement, you are now
you can
actively
agree.
arguing.
You can agree
That
that
is
it's
an
raining, and I
argument.
can disagree with you that it's not raining. But it's not
That's an
going to become
argument.
an argument.
It is. It's quite literally a fucking argument. It's just you
You
looking at
know,
arguments.
you know what,
No, it's
Baku
not.
man.
No, it's
You're
not.
arguing with me right now, Baku, man.
No, I am
It's kind
not.
of too late.
Right.
It's kind of too late though, because I wouldn't be eating no old dry ass coochie. So
I mean, your pussy count will go up if you ate some pussy. You're
Eat
a
some
nice
dry
looking
coochie.
dude.
Okay, make that dry coochie. Cause we gonna be old
Think
too.
about it like
I'm
this,
gonna be wanting somebody to do it.
But y'all not looking at it from our perspective though. So y'all being a little too over feministic, right? I'm gonna tell y'all why. Listen to this. Check this out. All right, so just imagine somebody his age. More than likely, she got on a fucking Depend. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not about to take
You know
off your
what?
Depend and then
Mute your
use that.
fucking mic.
I'm not doing that shit.
If you
Hell
don't
no.
mute
That's gonna
yourself.
gross. That's gonna gross the fuck out of me. I'm not doing that shit. Hell no.
That's not every one of them. Oh my god.
It's not.
What about a healthy one?
Okay, yeah, right. You get 55 to 75 and laugh or sneeze, and I bet you piss on yourself a little bit. I bet you do.
I mean,
well, you know what, Reggie? I'm gonna tell you something. Sometimes I do that now.
I mean, like, I
So
mean,
now-
at least
so
once
now-
they're
so-
60
so I'ma
something, at
stick
least
up
you
for
don't have to
you.
worry about no
I'm gonna stick
period.
up for you, but cool man. If I okay, yeah, that's a bright side of the story. But if I'm a cool man, I'm not doing that shit. I'm just imagine if she got the one with the Velcro and you just hear this bitch unstrapping her shit just. I'm not doing that.
sound like you're changing a baby.
This bitch
Now,
got
just
this
for
bitch got
the
on a huggy.
just
I'm not
for the
fucking you. I'm
record,
not fucking you in no
just
huggy.
for the
You got a
record,
diaper pail.
I just want y'all to know I was fucking playing. Just for the record, just so y'all know, because you know I'll be
No,
pissing
you
on my
won't.
damn self.
No, you won't. All right. I'm just joking. I'm just joking with you. But for real,
I'm
though,
just saying for clarification.
Listen. There's this one lady on TikTok. She's probably like one of my favorite people. She has cerebral palsy, and she will get up on this TikTok and goes, "So I've heard a few of you want to crack a disabled person. Get in line. There's a lot of you, and I'll take all of you." And she's like, I love her. She's so funny.
Yeah, she is funny. She
I love her.
posted one day. She posted
So
one
you
day.
got what? Pick her up and transfer over to the chair.
Yeah.
No, listen.
To the bed?
Listen, this is what she be saying. She said one day, she was like, "Oh yeah, I heard some of y'all want some of this check. You gotta fuck me for it."
I love her.
Straight like that.
I love her.
What
I
she
love
do
her
okay
so much.
I don't know.
No, she's saying to do. She's like, yeah, I know y'all
Like
dudes,
you a herder or something.
want my little check and shit like that. But she's like, you gonna have to fuck for it. You want this
Is
check?
that
you
chick
gonna
that
have
got
to
the
fuck for
halo?
it. I don't know about that.
All redheads at her door. She better
Because it's a chick on there
them
when
niggas
she got a
gonna
halo,
get that check.
and she be
No,
having dudes in her
she's got a
chat.
pair of glasses on. She's got she's a wheelchair user, and she has I'm pretty sure it's cerebral palsy she has. And every time she comes up here on TikTok, and it's so funny, she talks about, I know some of you want to crack a disabled person. Get in line. And she's so funny about it. She's so goofy. Please, Reggie, can you play one of her videos on here? Please, these people
You
need to
know
know
what?
who
She
she
probably
is.
get more. She probably get a lot of action too.
Hold on, let me see. Let me find her.
She do.
She's beautiful too. She's pretty.
She do.
That's fun.
That seems like a lot of work for Smash.
Yeah, I can't. And then I gotta help you bathe.
Yeah.
Depending on what part of America you live in, because if you live in the part of America I live in, I know a shitload of dudes who will do that shit. You know why? Because it's cold.
But you know what? You're right. Just like on what's that? My 600-pound life. Like these women on my 600, they always have a man. Cause a motherfucker know how to not be homeless for real.
That shit is wild to me. The 600 pounds. I'm sitting here worried about a man. Like, I don't know. We know how girls are so insecure about little shit, and I'll be seeing them.
Her name is Erin.
Folds. You pick up this lady's fold. You got to squat to pick up her
Right.
belly.
You be washing her, like washing her for real. Like this one dude was washing his girlfriend like outside. Like she had to go outside. She was so big to take a shower. Like, bro, if you kick my knee again, I'm gonna mess you up. Why you not asleep?
But yeah, her TikTok is allegedly Erin. She's funny. I love her.
Yeah, she definitely is funny. Definitely.
Hilarious.
That shit started coming up in my FYP a couple of days ago. And I was crying laughing the first time. I felt bad for laughing at first. But I'm like, well, if she gonna sit here and be making these silly ass videos, I ain't got no choice but laugh.
I mean, look, I make so many jokes, even as somebody who is, on the ACE spectrum. I've made the joke or two that if I were to ever pass away, due to my cardiovascular disorder, if I pass out or pass away during the deed, I guess that's that would be considered a one up for a man. At one time, I'm kind of messed with my boyfriend a lot, honestly. This was kind of funny. At one point, I had my heart halter on, and this was just to, measure my heart rate and all that stuff, And I said, well, if we're going to have to do anything, can we at least record it on the halter? Just to make sure. And he's like, are you shitting me? And I'm like, no, I'm being incredibly serious right now. And he's like, for what? And I was like, for scientific purposes. I want to know what goes on. So, as somebody who has a medical disability, yes, we have to cope with humor. I very, very often make the off joke of, man, I can't walk up the stairs. Do you think I'll be able to ride? I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, it take a lot to be riding anyway. Look,
Right.
if you want, you can know what you
My
like.
knees
That's
hurt.
why I like skinny guys, because they got stamina and they can handle it.
That's
Get you
my
a
favorite
skinny
thing to
girl.
do. I'm not gonna lie. I'll get on there and ride that shit to the sunset.
These
I
fucking
mean,
thick thighs are meant to be bent over. Fuck all that.
I mean, congratulations, but my knees kind of hurt. The only thing that's getting cracked is my knees.
I'll bounce, but you're gonna have to take over.
No, I won't be able to bounce. I'm gonna sit and then I'm gonna get stuck.
I can't
Who
blame you.
watches
That
scary
really-
movies?
That's a lot.
What?
Who watches scary movies and shit?
Nobody's
I'm-
watching scary movies. It's just a no limit soldier over here that need to be in the bed sleep.
Oh. He's just sitting there screaming his little soul out.
No, she's looking at her tablet.
Oh, she's looking at her. Oh, okay. But yeah.
Yeah, she didn't go to sleep. She's been up since 8 o'clock this morning. Up here like a no limit soldier and shit.
I was once in my bathing suit, and there was one time this guy came up to me, and he was like, "Oh, you have such a cute dimple in your thigh," and I said, "Thanks, it's from our heart cath. I have a heart condition," and he was like, "Oh." And there was just silence for a second, and he's like, is it okay to call it cute? And I was like, I don't know. This was when I was like 16, and he was like 15, 16 as well. So I was just a little awkward little shit. I didn't know how to interact with boys who were trying to give me genuine compliments. I was just like, thanks. I have a heart condition, that's why that's there. Another thing was, now this one kid, this was actually relatively
You should have
hilarious.
just moved it over a little easier. Like the way you said it, it was kind of like should have just like said something else afterwards, like "Oh, thank you," but it's just because I got a heart condition. But anyway, what's up with you? How's your day? Because like when you leave like that awkward silence, right? It gets weird at that point because now he doesn't know what else to fucking say. Like you're like, "Oh,
I know.
well, thanks, it's
I
because of heart
know.
condition." He like,
Yeah, I know. It was just me being neurodivergent and not knowing what to do in that situation. Because
shit,
again,
him neither.
like now when I got a little older, right, and kind of started slowly understanding social cues of, hey, I want to have a genuine conversation with you. That's when I slowly started to get a little bit, funnier. But for a different reason. So have guys come up to me randomly, right, and just point at my open heart surgery scar and go, "Oh, where'd you get? What's that?" And I would go, "Oh, yeah, this I got it from a shark attack," and just let it sit there, right? Well, eventually this one kid came up to me and he had scars all around his neck. So he came up to me one day and he pointed at my scar and he said, "Oh, sick scar. Where'd you get that from?" And I said, "Shark attack." And I said, "Where'd you get yours from?" And he said, "Shark attack." And we both looked at each other, just staring at each other. And I said, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "No, I'm just kidding. I had like tumors all around my neck when I was a baby." And I was like, "Okay, me too. I had open heart surgery." And he's like, "Okay, cool." And we both actually had started having a genuine conversation about our medical stuff. See, that was a better conversation because I completely
Way better.
understood where he was coming from.
Way better way of handling it. Matt was spinning. Let me see how I'll invite you back up here. Let's see if your internet is gonna work.
I have 20 points. Hee hee. But Reggie,
Here with that creepy ass laugh. Let me ask you guys this. Let me ask you this scenario. Say if one chicken was crossing the road on this street and 2 blocks over another chicken was crossing over, do they believe in Jesus?
but Reggie, I wanted to kind of ask you a question. So you said that you've never heard a white person say the phrase "bumping uglies" before.
No, never
Never?
in my life.
Well,
No.
well, that actually comes from my Grammy.
I mean, I believe you, but I just never heard a white person say that. Never.
Like she was very old country. She was very much a descriptive woman when it came to her insults. There was one point in time where she came up with the insult, "You are as bold as a boy in a bullpen," meaning you're stupid. So,
I've never heard that. But the bumping uglies, like
yeah.
Vicky is saying, we used to. I heard that as a child, growing up, in the 80s and 90s. I definitely heard it more in like rap video type settings, or like Boys in the Hood type movies type shit. I've never heard a white person say that. Never.
But yeah, and the rubber, that's something she would always say. Another thing she would always say is nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. That was another thing she used to say, just random rattling that off.
I've heard both of them. Rubber was like very common, but that was a long ass time ago. That's just old slang. Rubber.
And then what did she say as well? Oh, the devil's beating his wife outside, meaning it's raining while the sun's still out.
That's just
that was
much.
Yeah, that was something else she'd say. God's playing baseball, usually a thunderstorm. In multiple situations, she would call people uglier than a hog's ass.
I've heard that. My grandma used to be calling promiscuous women strumpets and shit.
She would call my pep hall a shit ass any time of the week. Honestly, he would try to tease her or whatnot, and so my pep hall used to call my Grammy Susie, even though that wasn't her name. That was someone else's name that he knew, and he just kept calling her Susie just to mess with her, and she would just call him a shit ass.
Yeah. Yes, volunteer. Strumpet means you are a hoe.
I'm adding that to my list. Thank you.
Strumpets.
She used to call my cousins that. They go on the date. Yo, strumpet. I was like, the fuck that mean?
Oh, she had once called this one person a seed sock, which, if you don't know what that is, basically she would call people a cum sock.
Yeah, I figured that.
God.
She wasn't nice. I told you she'd be mean. She was mean. She was mean to people, but for good reason, because this one person that she called a seed sock had threw a rock through her window because he was trying to hit. So she said back in her day, these kids used to go around and they had these rocks and slingshots that they'd make out of rubber bands and half
be doing that shit.
Yeah, half a tennis ball. Basically, they'd cut the tennis ball in half and put rubber bands through it, and then put it through a Y stick, and then they put rocks in there and try to hit a rabbit or something. Because they'd go quote unquote hunting with them. So at one point, there was this guy who had shot a rock through her window, and from then on she started calling him a seed sock.
She should have whooped his ass and made his mom pay for that shit. That's what the fuck she should have did.
Well, she was gonna, but at that point in time she was heavily pregnant with my mama, so she just didn't want to deal with it.
Shit,
My
I was
pet
like,
paw.
alright, well, as soon as I get done having this goddamn baby, bitch, you and your motherfucking son gonna fix my fucking window, or I'm gonna beat your ass.
She was she would come up with very colorful insults and then just not do anything physical. She would hurt your feelings more than anything.
She was out there selling them wolf tickets, huh?
Back when whenever I would come in home, okay, her insults were not she did not pull any punches, especially with me. I would come home and she called me Shag Nasty. That was my nickname from her, was Shag Nasty.
That's spot on the lines of Strumpet.
Yep. The reason she would call me this is because, I don't know why, but she thought it was funny because
It's
being a
very funny.
Me being a little redhead, I would come into the house and I would be covered in nastiness. I would be covered in dirt. I would have sticks in my hair. I would have just sand in my britches. It was just bad. It was bad. And I would come to the house and she was like, "Well, aren't you just all shag and nasty?" And I said, "Well,"
I'm about to start calling people that. Next person I see that I don't like that, they clothes fucked up, they look something out of order, I'm straight calling them Shag Nasty. Fuck out of here, Shag Nasty.
Get out of here.
Damn, American white people have whack sayings.
I wish the Gen Z of the...
We do too. Listen, You know what they call down south? You know what they call? Well, I would say in Georgia, what they like to call women that they, perceive as hoes in Louisiana. Guess what they call them? Dusty feet.
Oh no.
That
If
kind of
you
makes
don't get
sense.
your dusty footed ass out my house, bitch.
Because the hoes in LA, they got the most dustiest feet you ever gonna see. It's like they just walk around their whole life. They don't take a bath. That's what it looked like. Just walking around. Little black feet.
But
You
yeah.
know they feet?
Listen, when I first heard that shit, they were pissed my pants laughing. And then the reason why I was laughing is because it made me remind, like, whenever somebody says something, it make me think about a song. And it made me think about Wipe Me Down. Mobusi be like, Dusty feet, please don't bother me. Now I know what he's talking about.
Right, it's clicking. Yeah.
She used to call women that she thought was, sleeping around. She called them runarounds.
Scallywag. Yeah, what's that other one? Heifer. I love Heifer.
Yeah, she called them those too. I can't remember what this meant, but she would always say hootenanny.
No, we ain't never say that. Hussy, heifer, strumpet, floozy, skeezer, scallywag, scallywop, what else? Hookah, what else?
Tramp.
Oh my, yes, that was the one right there.
Oh.
Listen to this. Stephanie, listen to this. I figured out why we call people tramps. You know why?
Why?
Because of a Spanish word, tramposa or tramposa. Guess what it means?
What?
Guess what it means? Cheater.
Oh.
So that's why we call people tramps, because it literally means cheater.
Sometimes she would call people
know.
a hoot and a holler, depending on the context.
Here, you got your babies all over my bed. Here, get your plastic children.
Pretty cat, what was that noise?
Hold on.
What?
Here you go.
Was that a laugh?
No, there was a baby. You talking about?
Oh, I thought it was coming from you, and I was like, what was that?
Oh, I was
Let me
turning
tell
the
y'all some
tablet
silly
down.
shit.
Oh,
Let me tell
yes.
y'all some silly shit. In my city, we got some very funny slang. Like, our shit is silly. Only we understand each other. Like, if I talk the way I talk around my friends, you ain't gonna know none of this shit that I'm talking about. Because I don't know, they just got some funny slang here. Like, so a bop to us is a situation where you can make some money. All right? That's one funny thing. Like, women, they got funny names for them too. They be calling them yamps. This is the funniest one to me. This is kind of old, but they don't really say that no more. Some people do, but not all like that. They be calling them train meats.
What?
What was that again? Say it again.
That's why.
Train meats?
Either meats or train meats.
Now I heard a yamp. I heard a yamp down here.
That's weird.
That's weird.
The meats.
Train meats.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
Meat train. Honk honk.
Like, say for instance, if I'm trying to tell y'all, like, I'm about to go over to the east side to go hook up with this girl real fast, and I'll be back. I'll be like, yo, Cuddy, I'm about to go straight to the east and go pick up this yamp real quick. This is so funny as fuck, don't
Yeah, I say that again.
So, like, everybody that we know is automatically Cuddy. Automatically. No matter who you is. I don't give a fuck if I don't like you. Like, Cuddy, shut the fuck up. It means cousin.
Okay.
See, Cuddy means Cuddy. Like, ooh, yeah, like somebody about to get somebody some Cuddy.
No, not CUTTY. We saying CUDDY.
Oh.
And whenever we about to go somewhere, we say we about to skate.
Cuddy and Cutty. I kind of like different slang though. I have to hang out with people while they talk, and then I can kind of catch on. But if people got some music playing.
One of my favorite things to say is I don't give two shits in a cornflake. That's my favorite thing to say because it just rolls right off my tongue.
When I get mad, you'll hear me say it a lot. Like you'll hear me talk normal when I get mad. But I'm not really from over here. I'm really from Pennsylvania, so it's kind of almost like a conditional thing.
Yeah.
I can't really explain it to you.
I normally hide my accent unless I'm with certain people. Because I've had this problem for a long, long time, but I was raised by my two grandmothers, both of them being very, very, very Southern, very twang, very, very much twang. So when I would go home to my father, who was, very much a tech guy who didn't have much of an accent, I would kind of have to hide it. So, because as soon as I would go to school and I started sounding, more Southern, I would get made fun of by kids. And at a certain point in time, my teachers actually treated it like a speech impediment, because I did have a slight lisp because of my accent, right? So eventually, I became very good at hiding it until I got into a certain room full of people that had a very similar accent, or had my own accent, or if I just got way too excited, I would just start yammering. So
right, the longer you go on and on and on and on, the more it'll come out.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever notice whenever it does if you start hearing the banjos playing in the background, speaking like I have a piece of wheat in my mouth, there comes a time.
I understand what you're saying. Listen, my one friend lives in the UK, and she's been there over 20 years. So when you talk to her, right, she has a very British accent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until Africans come around. When other Africans come around, then you can hear it. Then you can tell. Even if she's trying her absolute hardest to not let you know, you can still hear it clear as all day.
But you okay over there, pretty cat?
Yeah, my bad. No, I died. My game.
Oh, okay. What are you playing?
Destiny. These motherfuckers don't want to res anybody because I didn't res them. They so fucking petty. But they die. They be dying like way far away. Like I'm not gonna run all the way back to revive your dumbass. But if I die right next to you, res me, you piece of shit. People are so stupid.
I went ahead and blocked Manny. I was like, I should nuke his ass real good, but I'm like, no, I'm just gonna block it. I'm like, get your whispers looking ass the fuck out of here.
They fucking fake. I don't like them. And then they be hanging around they don't even like atheists, but they hang around all the atheists, and these motherfucking atheists are cool with them. Like, how y'all cool with somebody who fucking sits here and talks shit about atheists? He don't even fucking like your ass.
Who is it?
Manny and Bishop.
Nanny House? I don't think I've heard of them.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I don't be going over there.
But you know what? That's true. But I like to look at things like this, right? I can't help it who all is friends with him, because there's a lot of people. I get what y'all saying, and y'all keep that's real. What y'all saying? I agree. I agree with you wholeheartedly. But at what point do we start this, and at what point do we stop? Because I tell you one person that's over there too. I mean, I ain't gonna say that's over there. That's too strong of a word. What I say is I can tell that they're cordial with each other. Force. So, at what point do I
don't give a fuck about that. Right. But being homies with them, gifting and supporting their ass, like, fuck him. He's nobody to support.
Right. It's definitely fuck butcher. But you know what I'm saying? I don't personally have a problem for school to me. You know what I mean? So if I don't want to be picky and choosy with that. Like, all right, well, since you know, but with Manny, that's automatic. That's automatic with him. You know what I mean? Because you just is a complete dick rider. Like, you just coming around to report. Like, get your ass the fuck out of here.
Lap dogs.
Right. I don't want to try to be like, all right, well, if you friends with him, then delete me right now. I don't want to be on that shit. You know what I mean?
No, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't even delete people because of that shit. I just won't be. I ain't gonna go over there and kick it with you because I don't want to deal with that motherfucker. Right. And now I don't know. And I don't know. There's a lot of drama in TikTok. I didn't even know all this drama would be in TikTok, but fuck everybody. That's how I feel.
It is, like, and I can't really say shit. I can't because I ain't gonna lie. Some of the motherfuckers say something, I'll be ready to go fucking hammer time. So I'm guilty.
No, I'm talking about that petty shit, like between supposed friends and shit. Like, I don't know. Some of the shit I just haven't been understanding lately. It just don't make no sense to me.
As soon as drama starts, I kind of just unfollow that person until the drama just goes away. At certain points, there's a difference between drama and being an active asshole. In which case, I've had to drop like a few people over me finding out some stuff about them. For example, Shroud. He has a strawberry profile. And I was mutuals for a little while with them up until the point he started making generalizations about Black people specifically, all because of Hebrew Israelites. So I told him, I do not agree with Hebrew Israelites. However, you cannot generalize all Black people specifically off of Hebrew Israelite behavior. That does not give you an excuse to be racist. And this whole man decided to use the BLKS word multiple times to dehumanize, Black people in general. And I said, you can't do that. You're a whole white man. Quit it. And then he tried to use his, the fact that he's Jewish to be racist. And I said, you can't do that just because Hebrew Israelites specifically targeted you in whatever form or fashion. It does not give you the right to call all black people racist. Stop it. So I dropped him. I dropped him as a friend. I dropped him as a mutual, and I blocked him. And I have screenshots. I have screen recordings of everything that he did. I'm keeping them because, again, he went after Rabahana, and that's another person you do not go after and call a racist because she is indigenous. Why are you calling an indigenous person racist as a whole white man? I don't understand that.
Because he's trying to use that victim and because of his religious belief shit. But to your point, you weren't here, but about 10 days or so ago, I had to fucking completely go off on this girl about that shit. The same shit that you're talking about. And I had to block her and I had to tell her, don't ever bring your ass back to my life. And she was black. And this is why. Because she started making general... Well, I would say this. I don't know if I started the conversation or who started it, but we were talking about food. And the food conversation escalated to white people this, white people that, white people this, white people that. And I had to tell her, like, well, I'm going to need you to stop doing that. I'm like, because I don't feel like you should blame all white people for everything. I said, just like you just were saying, I said, as a black person, if a black person does something to someone who is not black, I don't want to bear the blame for that, for some shit that they did, right? I said every person is individual, right? I said, so I don't want to take the blame if a black person does something to somebody and I wasn't there. I said, so by that same fucking logic, I'm going to have to tell you that you can't fucking do that here. I said, you can't do that here. I said, because all people are welcome here. White people are welcome here. And you are making them feel uncomfortable. She's like, I didn't fucking say, I didn't say that they have to be uncomfortable here. And then she kept interrupting me and shit. I said, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. I said, you can't tell a person what they can and they can't do. And she was doing that earlier before that too, like trying to give people permission to do shit. Like she's some fucking body. And then when I'm telling her to stop doing it, she started like saying like dumb shit. And I can tell her husband be always in the background, like, which I don't give a fuck about. But she's like, so what are you married to? Is your wife white? I said, I'm not fucking married. I said, clearly you weren't listening to something that I told you earlier. I said, my mind been fucked up from Too Short and goddamn Sugar Free. I said, hey, I'm not fucking getting married ever in my life. I said, I'm not doing that. Right? I said, so you weren't listening. I said, but back to what I'm saying. I said, you can't fucking do that here. Right? I said, you cannot make people feel uncomfortable here because of whatever it is that you got going on. And I was telling her that I had a former friend that used to be on my panel all the time. We used to talk to every day. I used to do shows with everything, right? And I had this basically, well, I didn't tell her. She told me fuck off, which is cool. But I had to tell her, you can't do that shit here. You don't, okay, listen, I'm pro-black, right? But that does not mean that for me to be pro-black and try to help black people, that doesn't mean I have to try to step down on any fucking body else. I don't have to do that. You feel me? That's not fucking necessary, and it does not better my situation. Me sitting here talking about white people all day and hating on them all day, I don't get no fucking wearing life from doing that shit. That shit's stupid as fuck. That's dumb. So I told her the only way that me and you can solve this situation is one way. And I told her these exact words, and I'm going to tell you. I said, as long as you are black, don't you ever bring your ass back to my fucking panel and dropped her. Then I can hear her husband in the background like, yeah, just go ahead, just leave. Yeah. Don't fucking do that shit here. I don't like it.
Well, I know who you're talking about because she came to me at one point. Was it Lisa?
Yes.
Yes, she came to me on another panel, and said what she said to me, and I said, look, listen, I don't have any power whatsoever about what Reggie says or what anybody else does on their panels. I was like, I don't. It's his panel. If he told you not to do something and you continued to do it, I know certain people feel a certain way about white people, and I completely understand to a certain extent why certain people feel a certain way about white people. If he asks you not to do that on his panel, then just don't do it. I don't want to say one way or another because again, I have no say in how certain people feel about me or, basically my race because I know systemically we have a huge issue when it comes to white supremacy. It's a huge issue, specifically in the Christian circles, because they will use that very, very underhanded against black people. This is why there were plantation churches, because they wanted to control black people. So I was like, look, I completely understand you to a certain extent. I just cannot tell you how Reggie should feel about a certain topic. It's his panel.
But listen. But that wasn't the topic, right? That's not the topic. It's not like we're talking about the role that anyone played. She just was feeling like that day that she could just repeatedly say negative things about white people for no reason. For no reason. Just steady, just spewing. Well, it can't really be racism, but bigotry.
Right.
Just because she felt like it. So I'm trying to figure out in my mind why she would come tell you and you're white. I don't know why she would tell you. Because the shit that she was saying was fucked up. I let it slide like 2 or 3 times.
I wasn't there, so I can't make a definitive decision about what was said because again, I wasn't there.
I let it slide like 2 or 3 times. I had to say something. I had to. Because I had to tell her if it's the other way around, if I'm a friend of somebody, right? And I'm from Pennsylvania, right? If I show you my early childhood pictures, there's very few black people in these pictures, right? So you have no choice but be friends. And, they're your neighbors or your classmates. You have no choice but be friends with white people. Mostly, right? So my thought process works like this. If I'm your friend, right? And you're a white person or any other nationality, right? We're not friends with all races, right?
Right.
And someone says something to me, racist or, prejudice shit to me, whatever you want to call it, right? And they're your people, right? And that could be any title. That could be your family. That could be your friends. It could be someone else from the same ethnicity as you. And you are the witness to it, and you don't immediately seek action on their ass, I'm not going to be friends with you. So by that same logic, because not only do I have more white friends than I can count to you, I also have white family members as well. Siblings, nieces, nephews, cousins. I can't even count them on fingers and toes. More than I can count. Right? And again, I'm from Sharon, Pennsylvania. So I have no choice but tell you, you cannot do that shit in my presence because I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And how can I allow such things in my presence or in my panel and allow you, atheist cat, and anybody else like that wants to come up here? It's not right and it's not fair. I should be the one to say something to them. Because again, if it's the other way around and I don't get that same defense, then I'm going to feel in my mind, oh, you're like that too.
Now, for me and my experience, I have experienced so many people, right, that I thought were not racist, right? White people in my life in particular that would smile in your face and then bite your ankle in the next behind your back. That's why it's very difficult for me to say how other people should feel. Because like Pretty Cat, like Valentina, and I think Steph has already said, respect is earned. You don't automatically kind of come with it. Not naturally. You have to, if somebody comes up here and starts, saying some stuff about a certain group of people just off the bat without, any form of explanation, then yeah, it's gonna send alarm bells in my head a little bit. But again, I wasn't here. I don't know what was said. But again, if somebody says something like, I don't know if it's just me, but you don't have to defend me on my end. You don't have to do that.
It's just like, when we're debating Christians, the ad populist fallacy, right? Just because one person does something to you or a group of people do something to you, that doesn't mean anything. And with the Hebrew Israelites, they are the very small minority in the Black American community.
Right.
There's at least 50 million of us here that we know of. And I think it may be a little more than that because some people don't avoid the census, voting, blah, 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 whatever. But, and I could say that maybe they're 1-2%, maybe. So.
Right. And, like me, being a redhead, I was kind of looped in to that, that little TikTok trend that went around for a while, and it was kind of, it was like a whole bunch of stuff. But apparently this one lady who, just so happened to be Black said something around the long lines of all gingers are Black, and that was a whole entire, trend or what.
That was so
all
stupid.
Over TikTok.
That was so dumb. Oh my goodness. I remember
that. I had people start questioning me on all that. I was like, look, listen, just because I'm redheaded doesn't mean I equate any of what I went through. Because again, I went through some shit just being a redhead in a Southern Baptist church, but I would never, I don't have a single Salt Licks understanding of what Black people have to go through in this society today. Not one Salt Licks understanding of what all that is. So
people
I
are
can't
brainwashed so easily.
Right. And for me, I was like, look, if you're gonna do this trend or whatever, at least do something positive with it, bring some awareness to the disparities within the community when it comes to Black maternity deaths in the USA. Black women in particular have the highest maternity and infant death rate of all the races. Like, indigenous women being second and Hispanic women being third. Like, it's that bad. And then the experimentation that is done when it comes to the formula stuff, I was telling them all this and they wouldn't listen to any of that. They just wanted to claim that little bit of minority. And I said, the only reason that I said, as somebody who had to go through medical shit for 10 years, I wholeheartedly believe that the only reason I'm alive today, because I had congestive heart failure for 10 years, the only reason I believe that I am alive and was treated the way I was treated was because a white woman listened to what I had to say, but also because I myself am a white person. Had a black woman had my specific disease or disorder and had to go through a system full of white doctors, the likelihood of her living through that is less likely than me. And that's on statistics.
That's true.
So, me as a white person that went through the medical system and had to fight tooth and nail just to live and be listened to, I said, I can understand the anger, the righteous anger that some people have when it comes to just little shit like that. One little thing of, oh, this is ours now, we're taking it even though you guys made it first. Or taking protective hairstyles, that's another thing. I can understand why certain women would be pissed off and a half, because many decades, right, even today, without, even with the Crown Act today, many women are fired because of their hairstyle, because they have a protective hairstyle, and because they're a certain race. So they the system finds loopholes. It's deep. It is that deep. So, I can't, I can't defend none of that. I can't say,
Right.
well,
But that still doesn't give you a person the right just to wake up like, oh, you know what? Fuck white people. Like, that.
Well,
we see these things are happening, right? So what are we going to do to fix it? And again, I mean, if that was the conversation that we were having, okay, cool. But like, just to be a hater and shit is just like not necessary, in my opinion.
Because we were just talking about food. We were talking about like chicken and shit. And she just going about, oh, now I don't know no white people that said, they're like, no, girl, obviously you haven't been to the South. Like, what? White people know how to cook. Have you been to New Orleans? Okay.
That's a very good example.
I'll make the
Louisiana,
joke every now and then myself.
It don't even gotta be New Orleans. It could just be Louisiana.
They are, oh my God, I can't wait to go. I can't wait.
Like, Valentia, I'll talk to you about some food, all right? My daddy, he's a good cook, all right? For Christmas, right, he made some French onion soup stuffed pork loin. And it was good. I'd never had pork loin that was that tender and juicy in years.
They know how to cook. They know how to cook some meat. Y'all know how to cook some meat.
Right. We call my daddy the grill father.
Yup.
Like, he He knows how to smoke. He had so what this is what we call it, all right? He has smoked, right? Smoked bourbon mac and cheese.
Mm.
And it was I think
Listen,
I was
I don't even
stumbling
like.
around.
I don't even like that shit. But that shit sound like it's good as fuck.
Oh, right. I forgot you don't like dairy.
Yeah, I don't even eat no shit like that. And that sound good.
So basically what he does, right, is that he cooks the cheese in the bourbon to keep the flavor in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he smokes it.
Oh,
Low heat.
Ooh, child.
Low heat.
Just
And they
for
put
like
some and they put
some flavors in there. Just infuse it with.
So you take a bite of that mac and cheese and you're getting a good old helping of what barrel what did he get? It was it Blanton's? I think it was either Blanton's or Buffalo Trace. He used the good stuff. But either way, he likes to put a lot of bourbon in his stuff because he likes the flavor.
That's okay with me.
All the isms are not true. Like I tell you, one thing that a lot of stuff that I used to think, right? Because me growing up in Ohio and Pennsylvania, right? I've been indoctrinated to believe certain things, right? We believe up here, which is very idiotic, right? And I'll tell you why it's idiotic before what it is. It's idiotic because these people, we don't even come in contact with them. They're thousands of miles away. But for some reason, we're indoctrinated to believe that Mexicans are a problem. And we're indoctrinated to believe that they're just coming over here and they're just going to fuck shit up and they're going to take all of our jobs. I mean, I know better than all this shit now, right? Because it's like, number one, like, that's where they're from. But that's besides the point. So we're indoctrinated to believe certain things about these people, as far as their behavior, what they're doing, how they look, how they cook, how they eat. And I learned when I went to Texas the first time, and when I went to fucking Utah. Hey, what's up, Yash? And especially more so Texas. All the things that I thought about Mexicans that were negative were all false. All of it was false. Every last fucking thing I thought, because there's not a lot.
Me when my grandma was
That's because
too lazy to feed me.
But that's because you're from California. You're from California. See, in Ohio, that's not like that. The only Mexicans you're going to see is at a Mexican restaurant. That's it. We got Puerto Ricans, and they're not alike. They're not alike in no way. They don't eat the same shit. They don't dress the same way.
Nah.
They don't. Their temperaments is different. They're not the same. They're not, right? So their culture is different. All that shit, right? So you don't know these things until you go into their environment. You don't know that. Like in Ohio, you don't know this shit, right? You don't know that they are naturally from Texas. You don't know that. You don't know that they naturally from Arizona. You don't know that they naturally from California. You think that they all done invaded. That's what you think until you see the shit with your own fucking eyes. We think, men, I'm gonna tell you what we think. We think until you get in the environment and you see them, you think they all look a certain way, and you think they built all a certain way. I'm telling you, the first time I went to Texas, to Houston, I could not wait until I got back up here. Listen, I turned into a full-fledged coon. I'm telling you, a full-fledged coon when I went down that motherfucker. You know what I told people? I said, if I stayed down in Texas, I said I wouldn't even date black women. I said, I swear to God I wouldn't. I said, I swear to God I wouldn't. I said, I swear to God. You're like, what you talking about? I said, because if you go down there and you see them and you in the environment, you will never think the shit that you thought about them. They're like, what you talking about? They ain't got no ass and they got big heads and I said, bullshit. I said, bullshit. I said, the second you get off that plane, you're going to be like, God damn. For real.
Wait, they don't think Latinas got big asses? What?
Because we don't see them. There's no Mexicans in Ohio. There's no Mexicans here. There's none. Not one.
Is that why
Not one.
they went really crazy when Haitians were there too?
Yes. They don't live here. Listen, if I show you my graduating class, there's no Mexican in my graduating class. Not one.
It's a complete opposite of my high school.
There's Puerto Ricans like a motherfucker here. Mexicans, no, not even one. The first time I ever really seen Mexicans in like more than one at a time, because my one homeboy was Rick, right? There's one motherfucker I know named was Rick. He was Mexican, just one. The first time I actually seen 5 or more Mexicans at one time is the first time I went to Chicago. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't realize that it was that many up there, right? I never seen that many, right? But when I went to Texas, oh my God, there's no way. I said, there's too many of these motherfuckers here for all y'all that came here. I mean, there's millions of these motherfuckers. I went to the mall. Every single person was Mexican. I went to this place called the goddamn, it's called the, what's it called? The Breakfast Club in Houston. It's a black soul food restaurant.
Yeah.
Every person that worked there is Mexican. Every single person that worked there is Mexican.
Really?
Every last one. Yes. 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 Yes.
I need to go message.
It's
I
that
need to go
many.
Texas.
That is that
Hey.
many. Yes. And then that's when it dawned on me. I started looking around. I'm like, ain't no way they from here. You been fooled, Reggie. You been bamboozled. And I knew it. I knew it. I knew I was the goddamn invader. I said, I'm the one that ain't from here.
I mean, I had like, I had never
Serious.
had like me being in a small, very, 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 very white town, very small, very white town. I'd gone to church. Not one black person was in that church. Not one. And anytime there would be somebody in that church that was not white, they would be bullied out of that church so quick. So quick. They wouldn't last 2 weeks in that church. Because either they were separated from other groups to talk to the pastor separately, or just they were just shunned out of the church really quick. This was a Southern Baptist church. All right. So after I started to deconstruct and I started, dating more, I had started, we started long distance dating, me and my girlfriend at the time. We started talking, we started having just full blown conversations. And I'm pan-romantic, so I didn't really have to be in a physical relationship in order to be fulfilled. She didn't either. So we were in a relationship for a good 2 years. And she was Afro-Puerto Rican. And she would talk to me a whole lot about how it was having, I don't even know how much it was, but I'm pretty sure she said she was right split down the middle. One whole half of her family was Puerto Rican, and the whole other half of her family was black. So she was quite literally kind of in between 2 different cultures. So she was beautiful. I'm just gonna say, I don't even know how I managed that. I don't know how, but anyways, she was beautiful. And at one point, she sent me a picture of when she had her hair done. She had her hair done in braids, and she had the pink and blue. It was so pretty. And I was like, ooh. And she said, this took hours. And I said, I think so. I said, it looks very beautiful. It looks very. I was like, I don't think I could sit that long. And she's like,
Listen,
she said, well, I
when I
had to
went to the
stand up
military,
every now
right?
and then.
Listen, when I went to the
So,
military, right? I met somebody from Montana, right? That never even seen a black person before, except on TV.
right. So, but yeah. And as soon as we started talking about, you know, our differences in culture, in food, in really everything. She was from Ohio, and we were an hour
She must
or
be from
so away
Cleveland.
from each other.
Was she from
Hmm?
Cleveland? Was she from Cleveland?
I think so. I think you're right on the
Yeah.
dot.
Yeah,
Um,
because there's a lot of Puerto Ricans in Cleveland.
mhm. So, but yeah, I think you're right on the dot. But it's been
There's a lot
years
of Puerto
since we
Ricans here
dated.
too, and
Um,
We
there
dating.
are Mexicans. Yeah, there are some Mexicans here too, but we got like shitloads of Mexican restaurants all over the place. Like even like the little Mexican, like the taco trucks and shit like that. We got all of that.
now, like I'm
Where I
from
live at in Ohio,
Kentucky.
it ain't nan one, except for in harvest time. But that's it. You don't. Like I said, I don't know no Mexican. Well, I know one Mexican family. One.
But I'm from Kentucky, and the place that I grew up in, very vast majority white. Now the place that I'm at now, right, doing school, like I have seen so many people of so many different cultures. I'm actually learning a whole lot more in the past 2 years about different people than I've had my whole entire life because of going to
That's why it's good to
college.
go to the city, yes, or college, yes, city or
Yes.
college. That's where you meet all
Yes.
kinds of people, or the military too.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a city I'm in. Now, where I grew up, right? This is how you know I was rural, okay? I was next door neighbor to the cows, and there were fields of corn, and I got nervous when I got to the city because I thought the planes were flying too low. Because I never, ever seen a plane fly that close to the ground where I live because I'm not nowhere near no airport. I'm nowhere near an airport. So I would hear a plane, but I'd never see it. And we had a front row seat to the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. That's how much open land we had. It was, yeah. So you would go to a certain spot, you didn't get reception, there was no fiber, there was no cellular, hell, there was no cable in certain places where I lived. If you wanted to call somebody, you had to drive at least 20 miles down the road. And then you had food deserts where I lived. You would have miles of stretch of road where people, you know, you had to drive at least 30 minutes to an hour to go to a grocery store. So that was, you know, where some of my friends lived was that far away from civilization, if you will. And don't think about no pharmacy. You're not getting any pharmacy anywhere near in some of those places. You had to rub some dirt on it and walk it off. You had kitchen witches where I'm from. You had people that quite literally you would go to the Amish and get your stuff from them. Because no,
We
there's
fuck
no
with the
grocery
Amish up here
stores.
too. We fuck with the
Yeah.
Amish up here too.
So
I want to start
but
driving
yeah.
for them, truthfully.
Make
For
that
real.
money.
And then the Mennonites. we also have Mennonites up here.
I want to be a police officer just one time in my life. I want to tackle somebody, and I want to be a trucker.
A trucker?
Just to have
Why a trucker?
Because I've seen like these videos of these beautiful thick ass trucker bitches. Now I want to be one just to say I did it. Make me a few videos and quit. Well, the money seemed good
It'll
too.
be fine though.
They do.
Trucking seems so stressful sometimes to me because I know how long it takes for them to break. Poor things.
I know that'll piss me off because I like to just dip in my like a smaller car in and out of traffic. It's like a weird thing with a big vehicle.
And you gotta wait for somebody to let you over because you're like 10 cars long.
Some of them be driving fast though. It's dangerous, but they be trying to get in the fast lane and shit. Like, get your big ass over there.
Right. There was this one truck driver. He was hauling a whole house, this man, and he was trying to merge over, and no one was letting him over because he had this big ass house behind him. So I stopped, and the people behind me were mad. Of course they were, because, they're entitled. So I just stopped and I let him over because I'm thinking, well, he's got this big old house. He's gotta, drive around, and it's getting ready to rain. He probably needs to get that somewhere. So I just let him over. And as soon as I let him over, I kind of, pass. And he's sitting there waving at me. He's so freaking happy. He's so giddy. And I'm like, "Aw, you're so cute, sir. You have a great day." Because I swear, truckers, sometimes, I know that there's an exception to the rule, but nine times out of 10, I've never had a really terrible experience with a trucker. Usually they're relatively sweet over here.
Yeah, they always trying to get some ad.
Right.
That's the only thing about living in Cali as a young, especially when you were 16 and 17, the Mexican men be on your ass, and black men. But I just had noticed how, never mind, because I'm going to have to say something this probably.
I don't know what ass they're trying to get from me. I don't have much to offer.
You don't care. You cute. That's enough.
Oh,
if I didn't care about looks, they take care of you too. Like, I love Mexican families and households. They're like the sweetest, and they're very loving and homey and family oriented. But I never was very attracted to them to like go that far. But they can be I don't want to say loyal, because in the hood they the prostitutes are out there because of them.
Like I said, there's always an exception to the rule.
Yeah.
But I mean, with my girlfriend at the time, I would call her, and she would answer, and I would hear her mom in the background saying, "Oh, is that the girlfriend? Is that the girlfriend?" And she'd say, "Yes, mommy," and start talking to me, and she said, "Well, I want to talk to the girlfriend. I want to talk to the girlfriend. Is she coming over?" And so she would hand the phone over to her mom, and I would talk to her mom for a while, and she said, "When are you coming over? I want to make sure you have a nice place to stay. I want to see if you want any food," and all that. She was so sweet. She was so nice, and she reminded me very, very much of my Mia. My Mia is very much a, you come home whenever you want, and you can come stay with your Mia. My Mia is my grandmother, by the way. So very. Granny was the same way. Even if she was mean, she'd make sure you'd never leave her house hungry.
That's a stain on their name. You came from where? Are you still hungry?
Right.
Do-rag time.
I know. I see you yawning. I'm surprised you still up. My first.
Lose the fight.
I know, because they need to come up. He's scared. My first boyfriend was a Mexico, a Chicano. I thought he was fine with his khaki shorts and his white shirts all the time and his high socks. I was so cute to me. But the girls liked him too. Like the Mexican girls, they couldn't stand me with him. And I backed down, and I always think about maybe what if I never back down? Because there's some people in our school, in our middle school and high school, that stick together and they have like cute little families.
Yeah. Now, I have quite a few friends who are, Latina that will, kind of talk to me about the stress of being an older sister, especially in Latin households. And how much stress is often put on them
Fucking God, don't get me started.
in the household.
That's any race. The black, same shit. The older sister, older brother is the one who take care of every goddamn body while their parents be on some bullshit.
It's a big ass family issue.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an older sibling. Me, myself, and I. My older brother didn't do jack shit. So, we would talk about that stuff, but, wholeheartedly with, me being the one kid with a medical disability and being the one redhead in the household, I was treated some sort of way. So, do I have a lot of pressure on me? Yeah, that's why I'm getting my master's degree, while no one else in the household has a master's degree or has ever held one. So, that's that. I've gone to Japan and Korea while I was in college. Went to college right after I had my open heart surgery the summer beforehand.
Did you drink some sake?
Yes, I did. Some sake? Yeah.
Okay. And we do want to talk about the proms. It's an honest question. I don't see how you got that from that Mick Colley Tucker show, whatever the fuck your name is.
Right. We don't want to talk about the prompt, but your ass is in the fucking comments. Shut the fuck up.
It sounds like you're scared to talk about it. You don't have a good rebuttal or anything to add to the conversation.
We ain't talking about it because you ain't bring your punk ass up here yet.
I'll invite you. We'll be nice,
Do you guys want me to come on my Southern Baptist performative account? I have that just for entertainment purposes only.
Nah, because I can't really grill you knowing that it's not real.
No, I can make it feel real though. That sounded weird.
Yeah, I kind of like the way it sounded though.
Go ahead, pretty cat. You can talk to whoever that is.
Oh, my bad. Hey, how do you say your name? What's your name?
It's Macaulay. It's Macaulay or Tucker. Tucker's probably something that you'll be able to remember easier.
Okay, Tucker. How old are you, and what's your religion?
I am 20.
And what's your religion?
My religion? I follow Christ.
Okay.
I'll ask you. What's your life? What's your life for?
You're not here to ask questions. You're here to answer.
Okay. Well, I'm not here to ask questions. That's not really a human conversation. So I'm just gonna leave.
Listen,
I'm not here to ask questions. All right, peace.
Bye. See you later. Goodbye.
It's about the prompt. Why y'all want to come have an interview with us?
Yeah, pretty cat. Tell me about your life.
Oh, I got it. I'm like my life.
What regretful decisions have you made? What freckles do you have? Where is that mole that you always speak of?
I have a birthmark on my ass.
Well, you know what? I have multiple freckles on my ass.
No, Macaulay, I only asked you your age and your religion to get you into the conversation, to make sure that you're old enough to have the conversation, and to make sure that you can even understand what the prompt says. Because if you're a Muslim, then, they do, or you know what I'm fucking saying.
Right.
It's not about me or anyone on this panel. It's about the prompt. So if you want to come up and talk about the prompt, I don't know, Reggie might let you back.
The prompt needs special treatment. Okay, we need to treat the prompt as if it were a person in this instance, okay, we need to treat the prompt very nicely, very calm, very demure, very mindful. We got to make sure that the prompt is centered in all conversations.
Yeah, it's sensitive.
You're not
It's very
here.
sensitive.
You're not here to ask questions.
So
I
just to
repeat,
clarify
you're not
here,
here.
no
You're
questioning
not
at
here to
all.
ask questions. You're not here to ask questions. Answer the backdrop or get kicked.
If God intentionally hardened Pharaoh's heart, then Pharaoh's stubbornness wasn't truly his choice. So what exactly was Pharaoh being punished for? His decision or a decision made for him?
Mm-hmm.
I would say his decision.
How was it his decision if
Wait,
God?
so I'm able to answer your questions. I can ask
Yeah,
any questions.
it's about the prompts. You have a question about the prompt?
No, I can't ask any questions. That's been established.
Look,
Okay,
if
so
you
why
don't
are you
want,
repeating it? You already know that. You already know that.
I can't respond to you. I've been told I can't ask any. I can't.
so you answer questions by asking questions.
That's a way of. That's a human way of speaking to people. Asking questions.
That's an incorrect way. If I ask you a question, why are you asking me a question? Why aren't you
Because
answering?
I can answer, but can I not ask questions? It seems like restrictive of human
It
dialogue.
sounds like you're upset about not being able to interview us. And if that's the case, I
I'm
can't
just
help you.
I'm just upset that you guys don't want to have a human conversation.
Hey, bro,
No,
you
we
can just
don't
ask.
want to have a
Hey, bro, you can ask
casual
questions. We
conversation
don't
with
care.
Well, you guys just said I can't ask questions. That
Hey,
seems
bro, I'll
restrictive.
I
talk.
care.
Hey, bro.
I care. What I say is what matters. What I say. Listen. So
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that everybody understands. Listen, Macaulay.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about you crying to someone else. When I say something, that is it. There's no point of you repeating yourself or trying to leverage or reason with anybody. You've already been told.
So what are the
Answer
rules
questions.
here besides that?
Listen.
That's it?
I'm not repeating myself. So answer the questions or get kicked. I'm not repeating myself again. I don't give a fuck how you feel or none of that.
You don't give a F
Are we
how I
clear?
feel.
Are we
But
clear?
No, you're not clear. You don't make any sense.
Okay. So we're not clear. So we're not clear, right? So again, answer the questions, which are the backdrop.
I
That's
did.
it. You're not here to ask any questions. The end.
I
Go ahead,
already
Pretty
answered
Cat.
it, sir.
You didn't answer.
I said his decision. Are you guys not happy with that?
Okay, so you didn't. So you're not going to answer any questions. Are you going to cry about not being able to ask questions if I ask you a question?
I'm supposed to
Here it
answer
comes.
questions about the prompt. I just did. His decision. That's it.
Okay. So do you want to go past that and talk more about that, or are you going to keep crying about not being able to
Well,
ask questions?
as Ask Godless, he just said deal with the prompt and that's it, nothing else.
Yes,
Full
that's
stop.
what we're dealing with.
No, the prompt doesn't have your question.
I'm not a babysitter. I'm not doing it, Macaulay.
You guys are pretty crazy here.
You're right.
Man, I
I'm pretty
would've done it. I
crazy.
would've done
I'm
it,
pretty
bro.
crazy for not blocking you when I first thought about doing it. Now
Yes.
I've just seen the light. Right?
I saw the signs. Sorry.
No, keep singing.
No way. It's not good.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I can't sing that well.
You want to sing
Uh,
rope so bad. Just,
uh,
it's
uh,
not fair. You guys are not be nice to me. What the fuck? We're here to talk about the prom.
He was doing what I do when I'm mad. I just get contradictory, bro. You look at it straight on.
I was about to let Pretty Cat start asking me questions as an example. Like here.
I mean,
No,
like,
he was trying to be petty. I
I
don't
know.
like that
I
shit.
know he was
I
trying
mean,
to be petty.
I guess you can't answer a question with a question and be like, that's more like a clarifying question, though. That wasn't him being clarifying.
So like,
He
for
doesn't want to answer
example,
any questions.
Like, where do you live? I'd be like, my state or my house address. That'd be like a clarifying question. He was being a dick. So
right. What's for dinner? Dinner. What
that's what my mom does, bro. That pisses me off so much.
What time are we eating? The usual time we eat?
I'm being so mad. Bobby asked for dinner like
Why
7
doesn't
like,
God?
okay, bro.
Why doesn't God save the children? Why aren't you doing anything? What are you doing?
So annoying. You don't got no answers. Why come up here?
Hey, bro, I ain't Superman, bro. I'm not saving nobody, bro. Go on your own.
Because they want to proselytize. You know they're not up here to be genuine, most of them. They want to be up here to proselytize, to preach, because they can't
bro,
do it in church, so they want to do it here.
These
Hey, bro,
poor heathens need saving.
Hey, bro, someone invite that coon up, bro. Someone invite that coon up. He's pretty funny. He's pissing me off.
Yeah, just in certain situations, just land shark me being funny. The reason I did the I saw the signs. Yeah, the reason I do that is that was a stem that just came out of me. Sometimes that happens when I'm like
So, yeah,
relatively uncomfortable.
You have autism, I understand that shit.
Singing is normal, even if you know. In my case, I can't sing, but I do all the time.
His name was the Tucker Show. That was enough for me, bro. I'm like, this guy's not gonna be good.
Just
Tucker Show, bro. Remind me of Tucker Carlson, and I don't like that. I don't like that guy.
Yeah, fun fact about me is that I used to sing in the church choir for a good 5 years. But yeah, was I good? No, I don't fucking know.
Bro, I remember one day at church, bro. We had to make a play, bro, and I was just a dead sheep. That shit was hilarious. Wait, no, I was something, and I just had to play dead. Like I just lied on the stage, bro.
A dead sheep?
Take a nap.
That's funny.
Yeah, I think it's about Jesus, or like somehow I was like his. They were like, we're the flock, so we had to like be the flock or some shit, and I was just a dead sheep.
But did he raise you to life?
No, I was there the whole time. It was pretty funny though.
Oh.
Why didn't they just put the costume there? Like, what's the point of
That's funny.
Because they have to have a real actor, bro. That's why I got into Hollywood too. That's not. No, it's not. Oh.
But
I'm not in Hollywood yet.
I've been a theater kid too. I was Macbeth.
Fun.
I was Hamlet. I've been all the male roles because none of the dudes wanted to act. None of them. They would just sit there and read their lines like, "Oh no, I have blood on my hands. I gotta wash my hands."
Yeah, that's me now. I'll be like, they're doing some acting shit. I'll be like, "Oh no, this is really terrible. Let's go."
I was so melodramatic. I think that's why my theater teacher loved me so much, was because I was so dramatic. At one point when I was playing Macbeth, whenever he was trying to wash his hands of the blood he was hallucinating, my theater teacher was, just looked at me like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not okay. I'm trying to wash this make-believe blood off my hands that, is the king's blood, and I should feel guilty." And he's like, "You're making it seem more real than it should be at this point." And I was like, "No, I gotta stay in character for the entire time." At one point, right, I was rehearsing my lines in the bathroom while just running the water in the sink and rehearsing my lines in that way, and I had put ketchup on my hands to, kind of mimic the movements of actually trying to wash blood off my hands in order for it to look realistic.
Yeah, I remember there's a theater, bro. I was like playing we had like cat paws on, bro, and we were like singing like some shit about like we had to sing like hello in all languages. It was like a Christian church or some shit. No, it was like a Christian school. That was a Christian school. And we just sing like it was like ni hao or something. And I was like, okay. I liked it though, cause I was like 5 years old and I thought it was pretty cool.
And then for Hamlet, the tomorrow and all that shit, that was fun. That was fun to do because I got to walk around on the stage and pick up a skull and shit. That was cool.
I don't remember that shit.
Yeah, I'm more nervous now as a adult. I don't like being in front of people.
So basically, Hamlet, in the Lamnet. So basically, he was kind of he was mulling over some shit. Honestly, I can't really remember all that was going down, but basically, he was kind of like contemplating whether or not he should unalive himself in that situation. So he was basically comparing his life to a poor actor on a stage that didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And it was basically him being a bad actor of wanting to live in this, life. And basically saw every step of his life as dust on the floor that was meaningless in the grand comprehension of things and all that shit. So I had to be incredibly melodramatic in being a man who, was supposedly supposed to inherit his father's throne, contemplating, taking myself out, punching my own ticket, if you will. So yeah, that was the entire thing. He was liminating on whether or not he should take his own life.
Shakespeare was a really weird guy, bro.
Shakespeare was an odd one, to say the least.
Looks like you are. I'm normal.
Some of the writings I really liked reading and or listening to, the vast majority of them being by Edgar Allan Poe, because that's where the word poem comes from, right? So when Edgar Allan Poe was talking about the vast majority of the stuff that he was talking about, a whole lot of it had to do with death, because this was during the tuberculosis outbreak. Basically, his mom died of it, his dad died of it, and so did his beloved and his other wife.
His baby mom. That's what that means.
I wouldn't say baby mom because they didn't have children together. They didn't get to, I don't believe. There is a huge theory that his beloved, his Lenore, because that was his first wife that died. Basically, there's a huge theory that Lenore was pregnant before she died, and that's why Poe carries so much guilt of her passing. But yeah, basically, the Raven in of itself is very much pretty much a whole entire situation of him basically arguing with himself on his guilt and basically personifying his guilt into this Raven. So the Raven saying nevermore every single time Poe asks him a question is basically his the personification of his guilt, saying, you'll never do that shit again with your first wife or your second wife after. So, but yeah, it like there's just like a whole bunch of shit that I look at when it comes to Edgar Allan Poe, and I just geek over it because it's weird. It's weird, but it was his way of coping with, how much loss he had to endure during the tuberculosis stuff. The Mask of the Red Death is another one of his short stories where he talks about how death comes for everyone, the poor, the rich, the saint, and the wicked. And yep. And how the Red Death is a personification of the tuberculosis, right? Because the the prime minister at the time was basically kind of shutting poor people out of certain events, thinking that, you know, it would stop the pandemic at the time. And this was a plague. It was a full-blown plague. I'll just say that. So basically them shutting out the entire population from certain events, they thought that, you know, the tuberculosis plague would pass over them, right? No, the prime minister at the time ended up passing away from tuberculosis very, very, very soon after he held one of those parties. So it was there that Poe kind of made this story to kind of resonate a message to those who are, you know, think that they can't be touched by illness. When he said that the church, in particular at this time, turned away the ill, I kind of looked at it and said, you know what? He kind of has a point there, because the churches during this time, a whole lot of them, ended up closing their doors indefinitely.
Well, that happens quite often. No different than during Hurricane Katrina time. Same exact thing happened. They wouldn't let them people come. But I'm about to go to bed, Joe. I'm tired.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hear you yawning.
Good night, everybody. Thank you,
Good
everybody, for
night.
stopping by.
No
Good
problem.
night.